Welcome to Rob and Tony's Cinematic Adventure. I'm Rob Wilson.
And I am Tony the Quano.
So, Tony, let's talk about our next entry into our Oscar series.
Let's do that.
So we have talked about the Best Actress. We've talked about the Best Supporting Actor. Let's talk about the Best Supporting Actress.
Let's do that. This one is different than the Best Supporting Actor. This is more of a bigger role within the movie.
Yes, she
as
has
opposed
had
to
a
being
major
a
role
slim
in this
part.
movie.
Yeah, she's rightly in the supporting category, but she is a major part of the movie.
Yes. So who are we talking about today, Tony?
We are talking about Mercedes Ruehl.
Mercedes
a name
Ruehl.
that a lot of people may not be familiar with, even though she did play Tom Hanks' mom in Big.
Yes, she did.
And she was also in Lost in Yonkers and a fair number of other movies before she kind of just stuck to the stage and did a lot of TV guest spots. But she won the Oscar in 1992 for the 91 year in movies for The Fisher King.
The Fisher King is the movie that we're talking about today.
A movie more noted for starring Jeff Bridges and Robin Williams.
But Mercedes Ruehl was great in this role. She
was great.
She was. Yeah. I'm surprised that she didn't get lead actress in this movie.
Yeah, she's on that edge. I agree with this. Yes.
Who was lead actress in this movie?
I guess they didn't have one. So, because Amanda Plummer, who's also in this movie, did not get nominated for this, but she did get nominated. And a couple other, I think the BAFTAs, and then I think a couple critics groups also noted her as being like a runner up for Best Supporting Actress or in their category of Best Supporting Actress.
Because I would say like the two main women in this movie are Mercedes Ruehl and Amanda Plummer, and Mercedes Ruehl definitely has a much more substantial role in this movie than Amanda Plummer does.
Yes.
So I would say, if they were trying to choose between the two, Amanda Ruehl or Amanda Plummer would be the supporting actress, and Mercedes Ruehl would be the lead actress in this movie.
Correct. But yeah, they decided to campaign her supporting, and so yeah, and it's interesting because Robin Williams is nominated for Best Lead Actor in this movie, right? And which rightfully so, and had at the Golden Globes actually, both Williams and Bridges were nominated for Best Actor.
Okay, so
in a comedy.
So the Oscar was Robin Williams for Best Lead.
Yes, he was nominated for Best Lead. Yes.
Which
he did not win because that went to Anthony Hopkins, but.
I would think that the Academy would put Jeff Bridges as lead in this movie.
Well, they might have done. Well, I mean, they technically can nominate, both the two actors in that category.
I mean, I have no problems with Williams being nominated as lead,
right?
Because I mean, there are pretty much co-leads in this movie.
They are co-leads, yes.
But I mean, the movie sort of revolves around Jeff Bridges' character, which would make me think that. The awards groups would think of him more as the lead rather than Robin Williams.
But they nominated Robin Williams. So
yeah, I have no problem with that.
Bridges
problem with Robin Williams being nominated because, like I said, they're co-leads pretty much in this movie.
Co-leads, and this is a really, really great role at Williams also.
Yes, it is.
It's actually one. I mean, it's hard to you say I could say it's a perfect role for him, but he had a lot of roles that were perfect for him.
Yeah, I mean, but this one he's able to really show his range.
Yes, yeah, he can dig a bit more into the pathos.
Like he does, that range. He shows his dramatic chops and he shows his comedic chops in this same role.
Yes,
and it's flawless throughout.
Oh yeah, he's hilarious. He's heartbreaking in this, and he's also just damn charming in this. Also,
yeah,
he gets that whole gamut of the greatness of Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Whereas it's interesting, we talked about Bridges, right? It's funny we haven't really talked about him within a movie or that he starred in since Iron Man almost 2 years ago. Uh, this almost in some ways, because he's been so defined by like the dude by this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Almost feels like a slightly different role for him, even though at the time it would not have been, because he's an actor with great range also, and it's a very different. Um, his character is very different than that of the dude.
Yeah.
I'm also pretty sure that Miss Too Excited Trampoline Guy was probably following both of them around, given a couple of the activities that they do.
Yeah. I mean, I
He's not
would
in the
not
movie, but
I
he's there
would not be
somewhere.
at all surprised if Too Excited Trampoline Guy was somewhere in this movie, like off screen somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's always ready to show up when you need him.
yeah. You could.
It's kind of like
Yeah.
7-Eleven, right?
You can always count on Too Excited Trampoline Guy.
But besides the four of them, so Mercedes Ruehl, Amanda Plummer, uh, Williams, and Bridges. We also have Michael Jeter in this movie,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
which I've seen this movie once before. I completely forgot that he was in this movie.
Yeah.
Until he showed up.
See, I had never seen this movie before, so this is the first time I saw it. And so, yeah, I wasn't expecting to see Michael Jeter. And he showed up, and I'm like, hey, that's Michael Jeter. And
then
he's great.
Watch, like,
he is fantastic
like, oh, yes,
in this part.
that
this
is
movie.
Michael Jeter. It's a very Michael Jeter role.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, we get a handful of others, including like what's his name? Fraser. David Hyde Pierce.
Yeah, David Hyde Pierce is in this, and as David Pierce. I don't know. Was this movie too good for him to use his middle name in there? I don't know, but
I don't know. That's a very good question.
But yeah, then we had a lot of people that really we really haven't covered on this podcast.
No, that I mean, yes, that's true. Yeah, we haven't really covered some of these very much. Which, I mean, one of them is Robin Williams.
Yes, Robin Williams, who we haven't done a Robin Williams movie yet.
Yes, this is our first Robin Williams movie. And we're not doing it necessarily because of him. We're doing it because of Mercedes Ruehl.
Yes, we're doing it because of Mercedes Ruehl, even though Robin Williams was fantastic in this movie.
And we'll get back to Mercedes Ruehl in a minute. Yeah. I want to go back to what you're saying though. Like, Kathleen Najimy's also in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Dan Futterman is in here as Second Punk.
Second Punk. What a name.
Yes. What a name. Al Fan is in this movie.
Al Fan, yes, as superintendent.
Yes. As opposed to his role in Naked Gun 2.5, where it's 4 minutes too slow.
Yeah. Then we've got William
But
Preston.
I always remember him from Home Improvement. That's what I remember him from.
Yeah.
But, well, he's kind of like a superintendent too, because he's a plumber.
Yes, true. Yeah, we've got William Preston as John the Bum. And we've got Bradley Gregg as Hippie Bum.
Hippie Bum. Hey, man.
I mean, really, other than the main, like, 4 people that we focus on in this movie, Jeff Bridges, Mercedes Ruehl, Robin Williams, and Amanda Plummer, there's not a whole lot of names of characters in this movie.
Like, and even like Michael Jeter is got several scenes in this movie. He's got like 3 scenes.
Yeah.
But even at that, like, again, because like he plays a homeless person.
Yeah.
Like,
even then, his character's name,
really gonna hear
we don't get his name. His character's name is homeless cabaret singer, according to IMDb. we don't get an actual name from him.
Yeah. Which, it makes sense. Right? We get the name of Jeff Bridges' first girlfriend, Sandra, played by Lara Harris.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, There's only a handful of people in this movie that we actually get the names of.
We have jeweler, we have bag lady,
Doorman,
TV
little boy,
executive.
father at hotel,
Yeah, well, he was the father at the hotel.
Jamaican bum,
Jamaican.
porno customer. We have a Lydia Sinclair, which is Amanda Plummer. We have Perry, aka Henry, which is Robin Williams.
Yep.
We have Ann Napolitano, which is Mercedes Ruehl. We have Jack Lucas, which is Jeff Bridges. We have Lou Rosen, which is David Hyde Pierce. Sandra, Laura Harris. Let's see. We have Edwin, which is Christian Clemenson. And then also another Edwin, radio show Colin voice. The voice is Pat Fraley. Other than that, there's really no named characters in this movie.
There's not.
The rest are, pizza boy, receptionist, motorcyclist, Harry's wife,
drooling yuppie,
doctor, guard, TV executive, nurse, stockbroker bum. There's not really any other named characters. So there's only a handful of people in this movie that actually have names.
I do want to get back to the last one we did bring up, Pat Fraley.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who he voiced?
Who did he voice?
Krang.
He voiced Krang?
Yes.
Oh, dude. Yes. Oh, he voiced Krang.
Yep.
And I can hear it too.
Yep.
I can hear it. Yeah. For anybody who grew up with the 1987 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon, you know the voice of Krang.
Krang is an underrated villain.
Yes. Yes, he is.
I think it was psychotic.
Shredder gets all the credit for the villainy in Turtles. But Krang was Shredder's boss.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Shredder was the Darth Vader to Krang's Emperor.
Exactly. So let's give Krang some due credit.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my. So, but yeah, back to Ruehl, because again, just the nature of it, I do think it's appropriate that a lot of the characters are nameless.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of fits into the overall kind of themes of the movie.
Yeah.
But Mercedes Ruehl are great, like you said. She's funny in it, but she's dramatic, and she creates a distinctive character.
Yeah.
And it shows her as just being just a really, really good actress. And even though she's not a household name, and she kind of stayed kind of out of the limelight, so to speak, she's an impressive actress.
Yes. And
you can see why she won.
Yeah. And she creates a character so in a movie that stars Jeff Bridges and Robin Williams, right? Two amazing actors.
Yes.
Who steal the spotlight in everything they're in. She creates a character that can match them.
Yes. No, I mean, she holds her own in this with them, and she gets maybe she gets, I think, one scene that's without either one of them where she shares it with Amanda Plummer.
Yeah. And that's a great scene too.
Yes.
I mean, her scene with Amanda Plummer I would say it's probably one of the best scenes in the movie, really.
It is. Two of them. I agree. It's an important scene, too.
It's a very important scene.
But yeah, I was looking. So that year, she was nominated against Diane Ladd and Rambling Rose, Juliette Lewis in Cape Fear, Kate Nelligan in The Prince of Tides, and Jessica Tandy in Fried Green Tomatoes.
Fried green
And,
tomatoes.
And I've seen 4 of those movies. I've not seen Rambling Rose. And
I've seen
yeah, I would
parts of
say,
fried green tomatoes. My mom used to love that movie when I was little.
yeah, so did my mom. Um, and so nothing against the other ones there, but I think it's probably a good choice.
Yeah.
Like we said, Robin Williams missed out to Anthony Hopkins. That's fine. Even though Robin Williams is really, really good in this.
Mm-hmm.
This is also nominated for Best Screenplay, Best Score, uh, but from George Fenton, who also scored Cry Freedom.
Pico.
and
Pico. Pico.
The man is dead.
That was a good movie.
It was good.
Cry Freedom was a good movie.
I've not seen it since history class in high school.
I haven't seen. Yeah, same here. I haven't seen it since history class in 9th grade. but no, it was a good movie. Denzel.
Yeah.
He was great.
Yeah, he was. So
and Kevin Kline also. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So this was a successful movie at the Oscars. The only one for I think the only one for Ruehl, and she was good at it. And I like the art direction. Like it's a good nomination for it. Like her apartment, her video store that she has.
Yeah.
Like they're not these flashy things. They're real. They're authentic, and it just helps fit the vibe of the movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like the video store. It's clearly like a small, privately owned video store. It's not like a Blockbuster or a Family Video or something where they have this big space where they can like display all of the movies. It's like a little hole in the wall place that
I want to.
You have the shelving that you
video
have.
Store.
Yeah, exactly. Me too. Yeah, it's this little hole in the wall place that you're going to find the good movies.
That's right. And you know that she's going to help direct you to the right movie.
Yeah.
And then if not her, then Jeff Daniels will help direct Robin Williams to help
Jeff Bridges will help you.
Yeah, I did say Jeff Daniels, didn't I?
Yeah. Jeff Bridges will direct Robin Williams to help you find the right movie. After you knock all the movies off the shelf. Then
some of Jeff Daniels' characters might help you. Some of them might not.
They might. Yeah. Yeah.
So, but anyway, so yeah, this is my second time seeing it. It's been a while since I'd seen it. And it's always because it's Terry Gilliam, and so it's always a movie that I've been intrigued to actually want to watch again.
That's the thing,
because he's a fascinating director, and this is a very Terry Gilliam movie.
Yes, it really is, and that's the thing. Like, this is my first time seeing this movie. I've only seen a couple of Terry Gilliam movies in the past, and he's a very interesting director.
Yes.
And like, he's got some very interesting camera shots that like when you're watching a Terry Gilliam movie, it's a Terry Gilliam movie.
Mm-hmm.
There are certain aspects that he has in like every one of his movies that it's his trademark. It's one of his movies. And
like you said, the way he uses the camera, and then like he's always just even the themes he's going for, like you can just the look of it, and then the feel. Just he has this definite trademark that goes there. And again, like like you mentioned the camera angle. Like there's a couple times in this movie, like that's a very Gilliam shot.
Yeah, the part in the nightclub. That we'll get into when we get into the actually spoilery part of the episode.
Reminded me a lot of some of the stuff in 12 Monkeys.
Yes, me too. Yes, very much so.
Which is a movie we do want to do one day also.
Yes, definitely. But yeah, it's one of those things. Like, Terry Gilliam is kind of an acquired taste when it comes to his movies.
It is. He is.
This one, I'm going to be honest, it wasn't my favorite Terry Gilliam movie that I've seen.
My favorite either, but
I
want to
enjoyed
watch it again because there's a lot happening in this movie.
Yes.
That I realized I need to go back to like watch again to really digest it.
Like I said, this is my first time watching this movie. So like I took it all in like at once, and a big thing with Terry Gilliam movies is it takes a few viewings to really get it, to really like see everything that's going on.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, he'll mix kind of like this real world drama happening, and then throw in something crazy.
Yeah,
like a red knight.
That's just galloping through Manhattan, and like he's got streamers coming off of him, and just all this stuff. Right in the middle of a conversation.
Yes.
Just show up and then disappear.
And then Robin Williams will just end up naked
in Central Park.
And when I say Robin Williams ends up naked, no, he's naked in this movie.
Spoiler alert, you see Robin Williams' junk in this movie.
This isn't like Pulp Fiction where you get the peak of
no. Yeah, it's not like Pulp Fiction where you get just a little peek of it. No, he's out there.
Twice.
Yeah.
He's an acquired taste, and so
it's like World's Greatest Dad all over again.
Oof, boy. Ever wonder if they would have shown Little Genie?
No.
Anyhow, so but yeah, it's an acquired taste, and like there's a lot to digest because he's throwing so much at you.
Yeah,
and again, like they're deep movies too. There's layers that's here with the story that you're trying to unravel and unpack. And we're talking about that, and we're saying like the performances in this movie are fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah.
The performances are top notch. And
Gilliam's filmmaking is always going to be really, really good. It's just like, again, it's an acquired taste. Mm-hmm. And like, and the good thing about him too is like, he's not afraid to do what he's doing. And so if it misses for some people, he's like, okay, that's fine. I'm still making it the way I want. And I could see this being, I think this is a movie that I can see some people would just say right off the bat that Fisher King is their favorite Terry Gilliam movie.
Yeah,
right? And
I could see that.
That would be fine.
I could see that. Yeah. I mean, this movie was different than I thought it would be, but I enjoyed it. It wasn't bad different. It wasn't good different. It was just different,
Yes. I'm glad we're doing it because like it's a good way to highlight a particular actress as an Oscar winner that did fantastic. That's not someone that's that well known, right? And again, like that's a movie that's I think, especially I think after Robin Williams died, like people kind of came back to it again to try to discover it a little bit.
And
so it kind of came back up a little bit into the public mind.
And it's interesting that you say like that you bring up that since he died that this is a movie that people bring up. It's his character in this movie.
Oh yes,
is very with the way that he died.
It might be the most true to life Robin Williams character that he played.
Yes, that's what I'm going for. Yeah.
He was not a bicentennial man.
No, he was not. He was not a robot that lived for 200 years and then became a real boy.
we will not be doing Bicentennial Man. Hate to disappoint you.
We won't be. I saw that movie in the theater, and we're I'm not going to say we're never going to do it, but chances are we're never going to do it.
Yeah, no.
Not that it was a particularly bad movie. It was just kind of blah.
Yeah. Kind of, a lot of movies in that time frame were kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
Jack.
Yeah. Jack, another one I saw in the theater. And yeah.
Flubber.
Hey, we may do Flubber.
Right, the one I actually did kind of actively dislike was Patch Adams.
I was not a fan of that either, so I would be fine if we don't do that one.
Anyway, but yeah, I love Robin Williams. But
yes, me too.
He did have a few stinkers.
Love Robin Williams. I mean, really, there's not a whole lot of actors that haven't had a few stinkers here and there.
No, that is true. Yes. Especially when you act as long as, acted for over 30 years.
Yes.
In the parts of 4 decades. So.
Yeah.
And he's such a good actor. He's high in demand. People want him. I get it.
Exactly. And it's funny. He turned down. So when he made this movie, and he turned down What About Bob so that he could make this movie.
I could see him being in that too, but I think Bill Murray was really good for that role.
I think Bill Murray was perfect for that role.
And I'm glad he brought that up because we have not discussed that one as one we should do. We probably should do
What About Bob sometime. But yeah, Robin Williams turned down What About Bob so that he could do this movie. So he could do The Fisher King. They came out the same year. And I think
it worked out well.
I think it worked out well for both also, because Robin Williams was perfect for his role in this, and Bill Murray was perfect for his role in What About Bob.
I mean, outside, probably especially after like Ghostbusters, like What About Bob is like in like Caddyshack too, like kind of going in the 90s, like it's probably one of his most famous roles, most notable roles is What About Bob. So. Yeah, we should put that on the list.
Yeah, we should.
But yeah, I think, I enjoyed watching this. Again, I wouldn't say I loved it. I enjoyed watching it.
Same here. I wouldn't say that I loved it.
With Nicole, and there was plenty that we discussed about it because there is a lot to try to pick through this movie and understand what's happening and what does this mean, right? And why do these characters do these things? So, but it's one of those ones that I could, see also slowly growing on a person.
Yeah. I think the same way about it. It's not one that I particularly love, but I enjoyed it. It was a good movie. It's a great, like all the people in this are great in their roles.
Oh yeah.
They're all fantastic in their roles. And, it's directed well. Terry Gilliam is a good director. Yeah, like we said before, he's kind of an acquired taste when it comes to directing, but he does a good job with it. And,
all the crafts,
it's a good movie.
Good too.
It's a good
music
movie.
Is good.
It's worth watching, but is it one of my favorite movies? Is it one that I have to have on my shelf? Probably not. But that doesn't discount the fact that I enjoy watching it. I wouldn't mind watching again. It's worth checking out. If you haven't seen it, it's worth checking out. Yes. It's worth watching.
Because it'll be hard not to dislike the performances at least.
Yes, the performances are top notch across the board. But
and again, when I was, I saw some people saying, "Oh yeah, this is Terry Gilliam's masterpiece." I'm like, okay, I don't know if I can say that right now, right? But I'm not gonna disparage anybody saying that they do love this movie also.
I mean, as far as Terry Gilliam movies go, I prefer 12 Monkeys.
Yeah,
I prefer Time Bandits.
I like Brazil.
I haven't seen Brazil yet, but yeah.
But I'm interested in talking about this too.
Yeah,
so,
me too. So, want to get into it?
I don't think I have a whole lot else to say, so we can get into it. We've already spoiled the nudity.
Yes, we've already spoiled Robin Williams' dick. Robin Williams' penis does show up in this movie.
When we started this podcast,
I never thought I would say the phrase Robin Williams' penis.
But here we are.
Here we are, 125 episodes in.
A good episode to commemorate with it. Hey.
But
100
anyway.
Pulp Fiction with Bruce Willis's. 125. Robin Williams. Boom. I haven't seen that in theaters. 20 feet tall.
Yeah.
Well, it's not as big as, Jason Segel's, but.
Well, I mean.
Jason Segel's also a Bigfoot. So.
Yes. Jason Segel's a Sasquatch.
So, anyway, go on.
But anyway, as always, spoiler alert, we are going to be talking about this entire movie, beginning, middle, and end. So if you have not seen it and you don't want to be spoiled, pause the podcast, watch the movie, and keep on, and then come back and listen. If you have seen it, or you just don't mind being spoiled, keep on listening. But we will spoil this entire movie, including Robin Williams' penis. Because it shows up in this movie.
No, it is not the Fisher King.
Thankfully, it's like in the shadows, kind of.
Yes, it's nighttime.
So like he's not like wagging it in front of the camera or anything.
This. But, Jason Segel.
Yeah, Jason Segel on the other hand, which we've already covered that movie.
But it does not begin with penis.
No, it does not begin with that.
How it actually begins is we start with Jeff Bridges.
Oh, no. We don't begin with Jeff Bridges' character. We begin with that TriStar logo that we love so much.
Yes, we do.
We begin with that 80s and 90s TriStar logo that with the horse that's running up and sprouts wings and becomes a Pegasus and jumps over the triangle with TriStar written in it. That we have mentioned so many times. That is quite possibly my favorite studio logo of all time.
I'm with you on this, and it hit even better because I did end up buying it because like I saw the Blu-ray from Criterion was on sale for like $16. I'm like, okay.
Okay, so you told me you got the Blu-ray, but you did not tell me that you got the Criterion.
I did, and so it made that
makes it worth it.
The TriStar logo hit even harder because you get the Criterion logo, and then you get the dude.
That makes it worth it. Yes. You did not tell me you got the Criterion.
Yes. So anyway, and so you get the TriStar, and then we cut to a radio station, actually.
Yes,
right?
There's a radio station.
So what we did not mention earlier, and this seems like an odd role for Jeff Bridges, because he's playing a shock jock.
Yes, he's playing a shock jock. A la, Howard Stern type.
Yeah.
Of
Howard Stern, the Grease Man, they were especially big in the 80s and 90s, right? not as big now, right? But these guys, and he's a narcissist, and he leans heavily into his shock jock
Yeah.
persona,
And here's the thing,
who he
like
is.
you really you don't see him. He's in the shadows.
Yes, no, like this is what I like. This again.
If you know Jeff Bridges' voice, you know who it is. Yes, it's clearly Jeff Bridges' voice.
Jeff Bridges has a very distinct voice.
Yes. And he's shown in the shadows. You see his soundboard, you see, his studio, all that stuff. But
it's all dark in the studio, and you can see, it's lit up in the recording area, right? And it's interesting how they shoot it because it's like almost looking down.
Mm-hmm.
On him, it's like God's looking down.
Yeah, it's almost a bird's eye view on him for most of it, but then sometimes it shows like close-ups of the soundboard of the mixer.
Yep. And then you get a few close-ups on the mic, and just basically get his chin and his lips and his mouth,
almost like the Warriors.
Yes, very very much like that.
Yeah.
But then you would get these shots too, though, when you can kind of get more like that bird's eye view where it's showing like these shadows that are cast in there, and it almost looks like those bars. In some ways, it almost makes it look like he's in a prison.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not in a prison, right?
No,
but
he's in a recording
it's
studio.
definitely meant to convey that, right? And again, like you're seeing like his producer, right, and the other recording engineers. Right. And, they're hitting the different buttons and make the different sounds as he's making these jokes to people that he's talking on the phone with.
And his producer is David Hyde Pierce.
Yes.
Lou Rosen.
Who we really only see like briefly here and then not again till the end of the movie. Right.
I thought we saw him like one other time in the movie.
I've seen him in the middle.
Like in the middle somewhere. But yeah, he's not in a lot of the movie.
So... But yeah, so he talks to this one woman, and she's complaining about her husband. Now he always finishes her sentences, and Jeff Bridges
starts finishing her sentences,
trying to agree with her, but he's finishing all of her sentences too. Right? He then talks to some girl that's like that got caught, sleeping with some like congressman or senator, some politician, right?
Some senator congressman.
Right. And and she's talking about how this is unfair. It's like, well, you got caught sleeping, right? And again, he's being rude to her, doing the thing, and she's getting upset on the radio with him, right?
Which is what he's going for because he's a shock jock.
Yeah. So right, and you see posters of him, also like this promotional stuff where it's basically just him like a close up of his face, like screaming, right? And you finally get this one call, right? And it sounds like it's this guy that calls in regularly.
Yeah. I mean, he knows his name.
Yes.
It's Edwin.
I thought it was Edwin, right? And Edwin's talking about this date.
Well, this is actually Pat Fraley, the voice of Edwin.
Okay. Yes.
And Edwin, it's like when Edwin is shown later in the movie, it's an actor portraying Edwin, but the voice of Edwin is Pat Fraley.
So when he calls in, he could again like Jack's like, oh yeah, we haven't heard from you in what, a day? We've missed you, right? And he's like, well, he's like, he has this confession, right? He goes to this bar, right? One of those hard to get into places called Babbitt's.
It's a nightclub called Babbitt's.
And then, Jack's like, oh, yeah, I know that place. It's this cheek yuppie watering hole, right? It's like, yeah, I met this beautiful woman. And he's like, oh, I told you, Ed, don't fall in love, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they go on, and it's like, oh, yeah, she was a girl. She was this beautiful woman. And then this is an interesting reference to Jack. Jack's like, oh, yeah, it's like, oh, yeah, Pinocchio is a true story, right?
Yeah.
Which Pinocchio will be referenced multiple times.
Pinocchio is referenced multiple times in this movie.
Right? He's like, yeah, but you'll never get this, she'll never go on a date with you. This and that would never happen. Like she's, she doesn't actually like, she says she likes you, but she doesn't like you.
She doesn't actually like you. This place is full of yuppies. It's full of
I
people
told
that
you
don't
about
care
these
about
people.
you.
The only that's care about their own kind. They would never. They might say they care about you, but they don't care about you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And he just goes off kind of on this kind of little tangent and just kind of raging about them.
Which this guy calls in like every day. So yeah, I'm sure he feels comfortable, laying it out to him, right?
Yep. Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, and the guy's like, and then finally Edward's like, okay, all right, Jack, yeah, you're right. He's like, oh, yeah. He's just like, no, someone needs to put a stop to them. Is kind of how he ends their conversation. And he's laying it out to him, but like at the same time, like he doesn't necessarily care about Edwin himself. He's just trying to truth bomb him.
He's trying to truth bomb him. He's trying to make for
but not in a loving way,
like an enjoyable show.
Yes, exactly. Because again, he's a shock jock. He needs the ratings.
Yeah.
So he's the last caller we get with Jack, right? Jack ends the show again. Like most shock jocks, they're morning shows, right? So it's like 10 o'clock. He's done, right? He gets in his limo, right?
Mm-hmm. Because he's got a limo. Because the studio gives him a limo because he's that big a deal.
So his producer and agent.
Back in the 90s, back in the early 90s, the late 80s, early 90s, the radio was a lot bigger deal than it is now.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So, yeah. Now it's all podcasts and stuff like that. Who cares about those?
Who cares about those?
Yeah.
We should have a radio show instead, shouldn't we?
We should. I don't know.
But Tim Robinson has a radio show.
Yes, he does. He has a great radio show. If you have not listened to it, you should.
So, so he's in the limo with his producer agent, and they're talking about this script for a TV pilot that some people want Jack to be a part of.
Mm-hmm.
Right. This homeless guy comes up, he knocks on the window, right, and they're just ignoring this guy.
Yeah, they're ignoring this guy. Right. He's trying to wash the windows.
Yep.
And they're just ignoring him.
So we cut into Jack's apartment, right?
Which and that guy's played by Ted Ross, the limo bum.
Okay, limo bum.
Yes.
All right, because there's a lot of homeless people in this movie. It is New York in the early 90s.
Played by Ted Ross. But yeah.
And so we're in the apartment, and it's one of those corner apartments in like a Manhattan high rise, right? It's a really nice apartment.
Yes.
Like, Jack is making a lot of money on this radio show.
He's got like a 32-inch TV.
Which in 1991
was, only the rich had that big of a TV.
So he's got a girlfriend who is another person that's just kind of stuck up, right? And they're he's kind of talking about the script, and she goes off somewhere for the night, and he's staying there, and he's continues to read the script, and then we see him take a bath, right? It's not a Jeff Bridges movie if he's not taking a bath.
Yeah. Only in this movie, he's not, puffing on a roach, right?
Listening to the song of the whale.
Yeah.
Far out. With little tea candles.
No, not this one. This one, he's
giving himself a facial.
He's in a bigger bathtub.
This is a nice bathtub.
Yes.
Like, it's a dark lit bathroom.
This is about the time frame that Big Lebowski takes place in.
Yes, it is.
But yeah, he's got a bigger bathtub, and he's putting like mud on his face, a mud mask on, and
right. He's talking to Edwin about these yuppies, but he's being very much like a yuppie himself.
Yeah.
Just one with a lot of money. Right?
Yeah.
So, right, he gets out of the bathtub. He still has the mud mask on, and he's rehearsing the lines to this pilot he has, right? And it's nighttime, right? You can see out into Manhattan, all out his corner windows and
And
in the living
he
room.
keeps just repeating the same line, just in different inflections on the words.
Yeah, he's just trying to figure out how do I want to say this line, right?
Because, forgive me, forgive me, forgive me, forgive me.
Good stuff by Jeff Bridges here, by the way.
Yes.
He's a great actor.
Yes.
And then he turns on the TV, and again, like the news is on, and local news in the early '90s was a big deal, also, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he all of a sudden stops when he hears about someone talking about him and about how this guy that called in this radio show, Edwin, went into this club and opened fired with a shotgun.
Took a shotgun into this club and opened fire. They just shot up the place.
Killed 8 people before
killing himself, before turning the shotgun on himself.
And he's watching this, he's listening to this, and he is horrified by it.
Because he recognized it all right away, because he's like, Edwin, that's the guy I talked to, and that's the place I talked to him about. And did I cause him to do this?
I don't know. But this movie that is going to take the rest of this movie is going to be about his way of atoning and grappling with that.
For this.
And things are going to happen where he's going to collide with unexpected people.
Yes.
Including homeless cabaret singer.
Yes. Homeless cabaret singer is quite possibly the unsung hero of this movie.
He also bumps into Honey Bunny.
He does. He does. But Pumpkin's not anywhere to be seen.
No, he's not.
Maybe. Well, I mean, this was 3 years before Pulp Fiction, so maybe she hasn't met him yet.
That's a good point.
But
anyway, we cut to 3 years later. We're outside this video store. It's Mercedes Ruehl's video store, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we have
Mercedes Ruehl and Napolitano.
Yes. So she owns this, and she is now Jeff Bridges' girlfriend, or Jack's girlfriend.
You keep saying
right?
Jeff Daniels. Jeff Daniels and Jeff Bridges are two completely different people.
Completely different people.
Both fantastic actors. They should be in a movie together.
They should be. The two Jeffs.
Jeff and Jeff.
It could be the Twins reboot.
It could be. It could be.
Called Jeff.
Could be.
Anyway.
It could be called Daniels Building Bridges.
Oh, goodness. Anyway, so, you could tell he's kind of woken up and he's in the office and he's a little hungover, and she gets him out of the office because she needs help in the store. And the first person he meets is Kathy Najimy.
Yeah.
She's bubbly. She's looking for a certain type of movie, and you can tell he's really put off by her right away because she's obnoxious.
Yes, she's very obnoxious.
And so instead of giving her an actual movie that she might want to enjoy, he gives her Ordinary Peepholes.
Yes, Ordinary Peepholes. The porn version of Ordinary Peoples. Ordinary Peepholes. Yeah. Because, every movie, including Ordinary People, has to have a porn version.
Yes. So, what would that be for Kindergarten Cop?
Kindergarten Cock. Which is wrong on so many levels. Why did you make me say that?
This what's going.
Because it's what's happening. It's yeah.
Anyway, so Anne is.
I don't recommend watching that movie, by the way.
Unless you want the FBI showing up.
I really don't. I really don't recommend watching that movie. I, for one, have never seen it, and I don't ever intend to watch it.
Honey, why is the FBI here?
Because you watch Kindergarten Cop. Because I mean, that movie can't be good in any sense of the name. Because it's either kindergartners or it's Arnold Schwarzenegger, revealing himself to a bunch of kindergartners.
Unless it's about a chicken that is a kindergarten class pet.
True. True. Yes. A male chicken that is a class pet for a kindergarten class. That's it. That's it. Yes.
Kindergarten has one that a ferret is the class pet.
But
so why not a male rooster?
Why not a rooster? Yes, that's the one way that movie can be acceptable.
Oh boy. Anyway.
I may have to cut that out.
So,
but anyway,
and it's a little perturbed, and her boyfriend, Jack, is like, "Are you okay?"
Because he's kind of just sulking.
It's like she's gonna love that movie.
Yeah, she'll love it, and yeah, he's kind of, he doesn't care anymore.
He doesn't.
He's sulking in his own, just he's kind of in his own world. He's still dealing with everything from seeing the news broadcast a couple years earlier. 3 years earlier, and he's kind of just living life kind of as a spectator.
Yes, I like that. So, and she's like, you're in your mood. It's like, well, they're my moods. I can have them. But yeah, he's, even though like it's 3 years later, he's found a girlfriend, and he maybe could be moving beyond this somehow, but he's just, he's in that spectator mode, as you say. So she tells him, like, why don't you just go upstairs for the rest of the day? I'll cook dinner tonight, because their apartment is above the video store, right? Because it's Manhattan, right? Everything's kind of like that, right? And it's, it's not a small apartment. It's not large. It's a kind of, what you would think of for a average working class person that's living in Manhattan.
It's a small 1-bedroom apartment in Manhattan. Right?
It's good for the two of them.
It's not like you'd see in Friends.
Yeah, it's not run down, but it's not.
But it's not.
It's not nice. Yeah, it's not like the one he had before.
Yeah, it's not ritzy, right? But it's not run down. It's sort of a middle of the road working class apartment.
It's got a lot of character to it, also.
Yeah.
Right, and so we cut to that night, and they are watching some sitcom. It's not a particularly good sitcom.
No.
Right?
No.
And he is getting annoyed by this. He's like, and it's like, but we always watch this, right? And he's just making fun of it, and like, kind of leads to this fight about the two of them, right? It's like, well, if if this makes you miserable while you're watching it, it's like, I thought you liked watching this with me, right? that type of argument.
But then we hear the person in the sitcom saying a particular line.
Forgive me.
And then we realize why he doesn't like it.
Because that could have been him.
Yes, this is the show that he had the pilot for, that he lost out on the pilot because he just gave up on everything after he found out about this nightclub shooting.
Yep.
So
they fight, and she kind of storms off, leaves him alone. And so he spends the next few hours just drinking. But we don't really get to see that. All we see is that he finally decides that he walks out of the apartment, and he's stumbling. He is drunk.
Oh, he's drunk.
He is disheveled.
Yeah.
Right?
He throws on like an overcoat, trench coat kind of thing. And yeah, he's walking out and he's stumbling around. He's disheveled. He looks like he might be homeless.
Yes. It looks like he might just be a drunk, homeless bum. Right? He always gets hit by a car. He gets honked at. And he shows up at this, nice, ritzy hotel. And there's a little, park across the street from it, and there's this homeless guy that's sleeping there, kind of like by a fountain. He's looking across the street, and there's this guy coming out, and he's got a nice overcoat on, this nice scarf. He's got a tuxedo under it. He's out there with his son, and they're calling up this ride for them from the valet there, and and the son is holding this doll, right? That looks like kind of like Pinocchio, right? It's got the long nose, this red hat, right? Not the Disney look of Pinocchio, right? From the Disney movie, but looks like Pinocchio.
Yeah. No, it's more of the traditional Pinocchio.
Yes. And so, but his dad's kind of getting a little bit upset about something. And so the son kind of walks off and walks across the street to Jeff Bridges, to Jack. It's like, hey, here, Mr. Bum, right? And hands him Pinocchio.
Yes, he hands him his toy Pinocchio.
He seems slightly touched by this.
And
right?
this Pinocchio makes several appearances in this movie.
He does. Yes, he does. But it's not long after that he finds himself kind of next to that fountain, and he's just going through the demons in his head.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So he's had enough. So he's going to take this little Pinocchio doll, and he goes under the Brooklyn Bridge. And he finds 2 pieces of cinder block.
And he straps them to his feet. Like he finds these cinder blocks, and he finds some cloth and ties them to his ankles. And he is going to jump into the water and drown himself.
But there's some divine intervention in multiple ways.
Yes.
That's coming up.
So there's these 2 guys that show up that they don't like homeless people. They don't like bums. Yep. They see it as their personal mission to rid the world of homeless people.
Yes.
And so they attack him. They start beating him up. And then he's rescued by
a knight.
A knight.
A homeless knight.
A homeless knight dressed in shiny armor. Shiny trash armor. Played by Robin Williams.
And he is really talking like a knight.
Yes. He is talking like a knight. He's talking in Old English, King James version.
But then he switches to like regular English. He's like, "Let the bum go, dipshit,"
Yeah.
because they're like they can't understand what he's speaking, so he speaks plainly.
Yep.
And he goes back to it. It's like mendacity. Well, are true city squires like you abusing a knight? And then they use the F word on him. He's like, I know, but I do believe in fairies, which is a line he uses twice in 1991. He will
Yep.
also use it later in Hook.
Yep.
So, and then he shoots a little like makeshift like arrow at one. Has a little like plunger on the end that sticks to the butt. But then he gets some of his other homeless squires or knights to join in chasing these guys
off. And yeah, so
and Jack is still drunk. He doesn't know what to make of any of this.
Yeah, so
he's just confused about all of it.
Robin Williams, who we learn his name is Percy,
yes,
takes Jack back to his home,
and he lives like in a basement.
He lives in the basement of an apartment building.
And what we'll find out that later that it's the superintendent allows him to live in the basement.
Sorry, Perry, not Percy. Perry,
that's right.
Is Robin Williams' name.
We'll find out soon about that. So I don't want to get too much into that, right? But yeah, he wakes up the next morning and he's in Percy's,
Perry's
basement. Yes, Perry's. Not even like basement apartment, right? It's like in the basically like the boiler room.
Yeah,
right?
It's basically the boiler room of this apartment complex, this apartment building.
But he's arranged himself nicely. He's got these different books. He's got almost looks like he's got these candles, almost like this little shrine.
Yeah, he's got like this mural up on one wall that's kind of, you don't know what it is, but there's this like red splash on there, which comes back later. But
Jack wakes up and he's confused because he doesn't know where he is. He's hungover and he saw some really weird stuff when he was drunk last night.
Mm-hmm.
And now there's this strange guy that's still kind of speaking weirdly. You can tell it's a homeless guy that seems like he's definitely not all mentally there, especially when he starts talking
it's
to
Robin
the ductwork.
Williams, so you can trust him.
That's true. But he starts talking to the ductwork and it's like, yeah, it's him, isn't it? Right? Yeah, he's like the chosen one.
Yeah.
He's like, and he's just like, I think I need to leave. He's like, oh, you can't leave. Like, no, you have a quest, right? That type of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he keeps trying to get out, and like we see when he's he just wants to leave, right?
and Jack still has the Pinocchio doll.
Yes. It's like, we can have this, right?
So he gives it to Perry.
And Perry, they're still talking. It's like, no, it's like, well, no, like he finally tells him the story. Is like, well, no, have you ever had one of those dumps that is almost mystical?
Yeah.
We get Robin Williams acting out how he takes a mystical poo.
Which one of these days we're going to talk about a movie where he imagines himself taking a mystical poo.
That's right. And he has almost the same face.
Yes, he does.
It's different characters having a mystical poo, but
but we will talk about 1 Hour Photo one of these days.
But this scene in particular, I think, is really funny because it's what Robin Williams talking about magical poop.
Yes.
Where you gain an epiphany.
Yes.
Because the poop is that amazing.
Now, the question is, was he taking that mystical poo on the roof toilet like Scrubs?
Good question. But
that's the epiphany toilet.
It is.
So, I mean, everybody who takes a poop up there has an epiphany.
So, This is actually a good point about Robin Williams, though, right? Like, he's a funny man. He can be manic and crazy, but he can just do a lot with his facial expressions to crack
Yes.
you up also.
Yes. Robin Williams was a national treasure. I mean, he was so good at everything that he did.
Yep. So after this poop, though, the story he gives to Jack is that he had this voice tell him that he needs to look at this particular page in Architecture magazine.
Mm-hmm.
And he grabs it and shows it to Jack. And there's this architect there, and behind him is this bookshelf that's got this big silver cup on it, like a cup type trophy, like
this
a cup type trophy,
Ruehl looking cup.
And he's like, oh, and he's like, yes, I am supposed to get the Holy Grail, and you're supposed to help me get it.
This guy has the Holy Grail on his bookshelf, and you're supposed to help me get it.
He's like, okay, sure, I might help you with that one day, but I gotta go, right? And so, he actually does decide to let him leave, and he's there, but you could tell as he's leaving, like he's waving goodbye, and he's like doesn't believe that he's gonna see him again.
Oh, he'll see him again.
Oh, he'll see him again.
He'll see him again.
So as he's leaving, as Jack's leaving, as he goes up the steps out the door, right? He bumps into the superintendent, right? And he's like, it's like, oh, it's like he's slightly upset because he's saying that, like, it's not supposed to have visitors overnight.
Mm-hmm.
He lets him stay there.
Yeah.
Because he's trying to be kind to him.
Yeah. He lets him say that because of what he's been through. And
then we hear that, like, he wants, had an apartment here. Right. And like, but before his wife died in that shooting,
his name's Henry, not Perry. His name's Henry. And he was a teacher, and his wife died in that shooting at the nightclub, and so out of pity, I've let him stay here, in the basement, and
the superintendent's going to give a little bit more and a scene coming up, right? But he gives us that right there. Like, they don't wait that long to drop that big nugget on there that Perry and the two are connected.
It does not.
Jack knows they're connected.
Yeah.
Like, they don't hide it from Jack. Jack finds that out.
He finds that out right away.
And what I didn't mention is when they're saying goodbye, right? Because Perry introduced himself as Perry. Jack introduces himself as Jack. And he says, I know. Now, here's going to be the question, right? Like, is he just saying that because he's just kind of a crazy person?
Or did he listen to his radio show?
Or does he know?
Yeah. Does he recognize his voice? Did he listen to his radio show? And yeah.
So he left.
Or was he told
he left
by whoever he's talking to that the guy that the chosen one that's going to help you to get the Grail is Jack?
Oh, and we forgot. See, he has this sword that's down there. That's just like a F-150 girl plate.
Yeah, it's just this little like makeshift sword that he's made out of trash, just like the rest of his armor is made out of trash.
Yes,
kind of like a Don Quixote thing, which Terry Gilliam then went on to make a Don Quixote movie.
And Langdon Carmichael, by the way, is the architect that he was referencing.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but anyway, the superintendent tells Jack about some nut blew his wife away in a bar. Right. She was beautiful, and that wrecked him. Right. So
he was a professor of he was a professor.
Well, he gets into the professor.
Medieval. Yeah.
Did he say it then, or did he say it later?
He says he was at least a teacher.
Yeah, he's a teacher.
He at least says he was a professor. But yeah.
So he goes back to his apartment, And then Anne's there, right? And she's like been worried about where he's been, obviously, because
Mm-hmm.
like they left on a bad note,
And he was gone all
right? And
night,
then he
and
was
he's not back
drunk.
until morning.
Like, it's like I was worried about you. Anything could have happened to you, right? And then someone calls in, and you find out there's a guy that wants to come back to the 18 plus room to check out the pornos.
Yeah. And by the way, we never actually came out and said this, but he's not a DJ anymore.
He's not. Yes, he's not doing anything.
Yeah, he's kind of
he's just
kind of
living off whatever money he has, living free at Anne's apartment.
He's a kind of proto dude.
I guess he is kind of working, but
he's kind of a proto dude because he's helping out at the video store, but other than that, he's kind of just
not doing anything
there.
So they're having this conversation there, and she gives some guy that comes back to some random movie. And he's like, I was attacked, right? These two kids trying to set me on fire, right?
Oh yeah, because we didn't mention that they attacked him and they like doused him in gasoline and they were going to light him on fire, and that's when Ruehl showed up.
Yes, that's right. And this guy is still back there where he's talking about being lit on fire. And she gives him, it's interesting to go back to back Oscar winning movies. You had Ordinary People or Ordinary Peoples, which won 1980 Best Oscar. And then she gives them the
Ordinary Peoples won 1980 Best Oscar Best Picture.
Anyway, so she gives this guy the alternate version of the 1979 winner, Creamer versus Creamer.
Creamer versus Creamer. Yeah.
She says it won an award. Go.
Kramer versus Kramer won an award, but did Creamer versus Creamer win one? It might have won like an AVN or something like that.
I'm not looking into that.
But yeah, we're not doing that research for you. You got to do that yourself. You got to be the ones with that in your search history.
Yeah, well, better than another one. Unless you're married, I guess. But anyhow, so she's like, well, did you sleep last night? I have friends. And it's like, okay, I have friends. You can be real with me. If you're seeing someone else, just tell me. I can handle it. It's like, so you don't need to pour gasoline on yourself just to break up with me for, It's like, no, I was really attacked. Right?
Attacked. I was taken in by this guy, this homeless guy that is crazy, and I didn't get back till now.
And finally, like, do you know what the Holy Grail is? Like, yeah, it's like Jesus' cup, right? It's Jesus' juice glass.
Yeah, Jesus.
Right? I was Catholic. So he's like, do you believe in God? It's like, yeah, you gotta believe in God, right? And then she gets this whole thing like, but God didn't make man in his image. She made woman in his image, right? Something to that effect.
Yeah,
right?
something like it.
And they say, no, I think, he made man in God's image, and a woman created out of God, right? Like, yeah, women have babies. It's like creating, right? And it's like, let's face it, the devil is more interesting than God. It's kind of her philosophy that she's espousing right now. And then she's like, I think the whole point of life is for men and women to get married so that God and the devil can figure it out. Right? So, and she tries to initiate some lovemaking. And she's like, I spent the night in the boiler room. I'm tired. But then they take everything off that table and have a tea party.
Yeah. They bring out the chai tea. They bring out the chamomile. They bring out all the different varieties. They bring out the black currant.
Oh, yes. Good choice. They bring out the sleepy time tea.
Yes. Yes, they do.
Anyway, so we actually don't get a whole big view of this tea party, and that's okay. We cut back to the apartment, and he's back down in the boiler room, and he's like checking a few things out down there, right? And he sees some jawbreakers and some fortune cookies.
Yes. They're all
right?
in the packages. They're all
Yep.
in their plastic wrap. Right?
It's almost set up like on this little, it's almost like a little shrine.
Almost like a shrine, yeah.
If you kind of think about, where someone's wanting to try to keep some very specific, special mementos.
Mm-hmm.
And then, the superintendent comes down, he sees them, and then at this point, he can tell it's the same guy, but much better dressed, more put together, not drunk.
Yeah. Not hungover.
Right? And so they go up to the superintendent's apartment and gives him these pictures like, oh, yeah, his real name's Henry. Right?
His real name's Henry.
He taught at Hunter College.
He had this medieval history.
That's right. Medieval history and medieval literature. But he said, like, yeah, well, after his wife died, like, he had a break, and they kept him in this mental place on Staten Island. Like, he spent a whole year not talking, and then once he started talking, right, they got released, and they sent him here, but he couldn't work because he was still crazy, and
and so I felt
bad because he was such a good, he was a good tenant. I felt bad what happened to his wife. And so, because I have a heart of gold.
This dude has a heart of gold. He really does. Yeah. This dude, I mean, this landlord, he truly had a heart of gold.
He is an unsung hero of cinema.
Yes.
Superintendent in Fisher King.
You receive
our award for unsung hero.
Yes. Yes, you do.
Hats off to you. Kudos. So, but yeah, so like, he stays in the basement. People throw, give him a few dollars every once in a while.
Al Fan.
That's right.
Superintendent. Yeah.
He'll take people, but he takes people's trash sometimes, right? He's like, oh but his wife, she was beautiful. He was crazy about her.
Mm-hmm. And then she, in that nightclub, when the guy came into the nightclub and shot the place up, she was killed.
Yeah. So cuts back. He's back at the apartment, and like he is now this. He was already not feeling great about his situation. He's had this guilt for a while. And then he's watching this show that he could have been the star of, but he's not.
Yeah.
And now he randomly he's going to kill himself, and he gets saved by the guy.
By a guy who's, So, he was already distraught about this guy that he had talked to that then went on to shoot up a nightclub. And now
a guy that had a successful career,
who's rescued by a guy who had a successful career beforehand
with a beautiful wife.
And then his life was torn apart from this night at this nightclub, where this guy came in and shot the place up. After told him, after he had a conversation with him that may or may not have led to him shooting the place up.
Right. And so he's finally going to kill himself over this, but then that same guy inadvertently saves his life.
Mm-hmm. So now he feels an obligation to help this guy.
Right. So like he's back at their apartment, and like he's just still feeling shitty about this, right? And Anne's like, you can't blame yourself for what this guy did. You didn't pull the trigger, right? You may have said these things, but like he's still the one that decided.
He's still the one that decided to go there,
down there, and then pull the trigger, right?
But he's still like, but I planted the seeds in his mind. Did he though?
Yeah, exactly. So, but it's still gnawing on him. So like he feels like he needs to do something to atone for
Yeah.
this.
So he's like, here's this guy who, from the way I see it, I caused all of his hardships.
But what's interesting when you look at it,
help him. I need to find a way to help him so that he can have a better life, that he can, get back on track.
And but if you look at him, like, Perry seems kind of happy.
Yeah.
He seems happier than Jack.
He does.
Right? So
he does.
We cut to the next day, and Jack, he goes around, he goes down to the homeless camp. They tell him where to find Perry. And so they go down, somewhere in Midtown or downtown Manhattan. He's laying on top. This movie really uses Manhattan well.
Oh, and also when Perry was back in, when Jack was back in Perry's apartment in the boiler room, did he take the Pinocchio back then?
I don't think he takes it back yet.
Okay.
I think he leaves it.
Because I know eventually
maybe
Jack
he did.
comes in possession of Pinocchio again.
Maybe he did.
Of that Pinocchio doll.
Yes. So,
but anyway.
He finds Perry's laying on top of a car next to this.
He's kind of just rambling. He's kind of just
rambling, and exactly.
And
so
people are kind of freaked out about it.
Yep. And so, but then, well, we don't realize that Perry's down there because he is waiting for something.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So he gets Jack to the side, after kind of this rambling. He starts talking. It's like, she's going to show up soon, right? And then we see Amanda Plummer coming out of this office building.
First, like, what is it that happens that perks him up on the roof of the car? And he finally gets down. And then that's when he tells Jack that she's coming. Was it like looking at a clock or something like that?
Yeah, I was about to say, I thought he heard clock bells.
Yeah. And as soon as this particular time shows up, he just perks up. He gets off the roof of the car.
Right.
And he's like, she's coming.
And Jack is just trying to get in and out quick. He's like, you can tell he just wants to give him money.
Mm-hmm.
But Perry pulls him before he can do that. It's like, no, she's coming. We got to go quick. Right. And she comes out of the office building. It's an office that has like revolving doors.
And so we have Amanda Plummer, she's just walking out of there.
Awkward.
And she's awkward. She's kind of just.
So as she's getting out, someone else is trying to come in, and she does a little shuffle, but she shuffles back in through the revolving doors.
So it's a revolving door, and she kind of goes back in, and as soon as she goes back in, then Perry's like, "Oh, it's okay, just give her a second, she'll be right back out," and she comes back out.
And then she comes back out. It's like, okay, we're gonna follow her. They keep following her, and they go to this little newsstand on the street that has a revolving rack of romance novels,
mm-hmm.
like the cheap grocery store romance novels.
And she's flipping through the rack, and
then she just knocks them all over, right? And she's like, oh yeah, she buys one every Tuesday. Right.
And then they follow her to this diner.
Yep.
It's like a restaurant. And she goes in, and
Asian,
she's trying to. It's not like dumplings. A diner, but it's this little Asian restaurant, and she's trying to eat dumplings, and she keeps dropping them because she's using chopsticks, and she doesn't quite know how to use chopsticks.
And they come up to the window, and there's this couple that's dressed very nicely that's sitting there.
Yeah.
And.
Now,
Robert Williams just puts his homeless face against the window.
Against the window.
As these two are trying to eat.
He's just staring at her. Just staring at Amanda Plummer. And Jeff Bridges is just standing there next to him.
And they're staring at them.
Just confused.
And Jack's finally it's like, we're trying to watch someone eat here. Do you fucking mind?
Yeah. So the two people go back to their meal.
So obviously, he is smitten with Amanda Plummer.
Yes.
And it makes sense about, at least about the soy sauce, right? And the
Mm-hmm.
fortune cookies that we see on his
Yes.
little shrine or keepsakes
Yeah.
in the boiler room. But
Because
it's like, yeah, oh
clearly
yeah,
coming to this restaurant is routine for her.
yes. Oh, not every Tuesday. She buys a new book every 2 days, not every Tuesday. Sorry.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. And
So
yeah, he's like, yeah, but Jack's like, yeah. So you follow her? It's like, oh, no, I'm just smitten, right? But yeah, it's like, and I don't know her name, right? And then so they're leaving the window of like the restaurant, and Jack
yeah.
just wants to get away because his main goal right now is just to give him money.
Yeah.
He's like, I just want to help you. Like, here's $50.
Well, 60.
50.
He gives him $60.
Yes, he does. In the end, he gives him $60. And Perry's like, oh, wow.
And in 1991, $60 was a lot of money.
Yeah. I mean, even giving a homeless person $60 a day would be.
Yes. Even giving a homeless person $60 a day would be a lot. But in 91, $60 was a lot of money.
Right. And then it's funny. Perry's like, well, can I take you to lunch with this? He's like, no, I got to get back to work, which he doesn't.
Yeah.
Right.
Then Perry goes over and he starts giving it to somebody else.
And he's like, what are you doing? It's like, I give that to you. It's like, he's like, what am I going to do with the money?
He's like, what am I going to do with this money?
It's like, I don't know. I get to help. I get this to help you, not help him. Right?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, well, do you really want to help me? Okay. And so then he drags him through the streets of New York, right? And then they come out and there's this big looking castle where
Yeah.
they end up, which is a cool. I mean, like this building actually does exist in Manhattan. It's like this old
Yeah.
armory on the
This
Upper
is
West
old
Side.
armory on the Upper West Side, but it's made out in this movie to be a house.
Yes. And it's where that architect lives, right? And this is where the Holy Grail supposedly is.
Yeah.
Right?
And he's like, you're supposed to help me get the Holy Grail out of that castle.
Right? And then I like Jack's response is like, there's no moat. Right? It's like, it's like, but then Jackson finally like, but there's no Holy Grail. And they're like, no, we shouldn't do this. But Perry's convinced. He's like, no, you heathen. There is a grail. Let's go. And, they're arguing about it. And he's like, no, like, people like you could still live a semi-normal life. You don't need to be concerned about getting some fictitious grail that's in this dude's, house, castle. It's like, and if you did, like, you're going to get yourself killed, right? He's got guards, right? They'll kill you. So, oh, you're protecting me. Like, no, I think you're just a moron. I don't want you to get in trouble. I don't want you to get in trouble. I care about you. I don't want you to go to jail because you've created this delusion that there's the Holy Grail in some dude's apartment because I talked to a guy, end up blowing your wife's brains out. And Perry's like, well, you care. First the money and now this, right?
Yeah.
Like you're
doesn't even pick up
fabulous.
on that last part.
And then he's like, and Jack's like, don't hug me in public again, right? And Perry now he's excited, like he's like, he cares about me. I love this guy, and he's in the middle of the street, just kind of dancing around because he's just happy. He's ecstatic.
Yeah.
It's like, he's like, this is such a jaded city. And then there's you, right? Like you're an actual friend. right? And then, you know, it's like, that's why the little people sent you to me. It's magic. It's like, I don't believe in little floating people. There is no magic. He's like, but Perry, whatever your name is, like, you just try to level with him, at least in terms of how he's believing. Like, there's
Yeah.
no magic, there's no fairies, all this, there's no God, there's no grail, all that. And he's trying to tell, like, yeah, I know you actually already taught a ton of college and all this. But then Perry's almost hit by a car, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he sees a vision.
Yeah. He sees a red knight.
Yes.
On a horse.
And this is gigantic knight, too.
So this
is a huge horse
with like red dressing on it. And the knight's all dressed in red. He's got red armor. And he's got these flames coming out of his eyes. And he's got this big, like, red starburst kind of thing coming out from behind his helmet, from his back, like kind of like a flag type of pendant thing that's just like attached to him.
Mm-hmm. And Perry all of a sudden changes, and Perry sees it. Jack doesn't see it.
No.
And Perry's reaction is now different. Now he's not just kind of this exuberant mania. Like, he is scared.
Yeah.
And he just starts running through Central Park.
Just like he's booking it. He is running.
Yeah. So Jack follows because Jack still cares, and the only way he can care right now. He hasn't fully developed his character.
Does Jack care at this point, or is he just still trying to make amends?
He's just still trying to make amends, is what it is. Like, he's still developing that true empathy, right? And they're booking it through Central Park.
Yeah, they are on a mission. They are going. And they end up like climbing up onto a rock. Like a big rock. And
they go through trees. Like, you don't kind of think of, like, there's trees in Central Park. And so, like, it's almost kind of like they're going through these medieval woods in a way.
Yeah.
Because, like,
you still
see
knight.
Perry seeing the knight and all this. And he finally catches up to him, and, like, Perry's like, oh, this is a beautiful spot.
Yeah. He's like,
Jack's
no
like,
more mention of a
breathe.
night. No more mention of a night. He's just like, oh, this is a beautiful spot. Look at this view.
And then he's like, and Jack just was like, can I ask you a question? And Perry's like, no, look at this view. It's beautiful. He's gone now. We had him on the run.
Yeah.
It's like, if we had horses, we would have had his ass.
If we had horses, we would have caught up to him. But, we got him on the run. We're good.
He's like, who? It's like, oh, I thought you saw him. It's like, oh, and it's like, oh yeah, it's the Red Knight. So, I gave you the money. You want to keep it? You don't. That's fine. Right? He's like, and what happens at this point?
At this point, they're sitting on the rock and they're talking.
Yes.
Then they go back because they're in Central Park.
Yes.
So they go back out to the grass.
Exactly.
And they're out there, and
this is not when he gets naked, right? This is later when he gets naked, right?
This is when he gets naked.
Oh, this is when he gets naked. Okay.
Yes. So Robin Williams, Perry, tells him that he's going to. He asks him if he has ever. What was it? How does he word it? He asks him if he's ever done any cloud busting.
That's right.
And he explains that as, laying down on the ground and looking up at the clouds and breaking them apart.
Oh, that's what it was, yes.
With their mind. And so, yeah, Jack is like, no, I haven't. And So he thinks they're just going to lay down and look up at the clouds and break them apart with their minds. But then Perry starts getting naked. He starts taking his clothes off, and he's like, "Come on, Jack, strip down. This is how you got to do it."
And that now just in the middle of Central Park with Robin Williams in all his glory. And no.
Yeah. So they're laying down on the ground. Yeah, this is where you see his junk. And they're laying down on the ground on their backs, and Jack refuses to strip down. But
for the moment.
Yeah. But they're sitting there, and they're laying down, and Perry, like, have you ever heard the story of the Fisher King?
Ah, that's right. Yes.
And Jack's like, no, I haven't.
Like Arthurian legend, if it's not
Arthurian legend. And it's like, well, there was once this king, and
searching for the Holy Grail.
And he was told when he was young that, his destiny was to find the Holy Grail. And he searched all his life, and he could not find it.
And he gets to the end of his life. He's in his deathbed.
He is this frail, sickly old man.
And the court jester.
And there's this court jester. There's this, and he, and this guy who doesn't know who this king is. He doesn't recognize him as a king. He doesn't know him. He just sees him, and he's like, "You look thirsty." And so he goes and he gets his cup,
you drink
and he fills it with water, and he hands it to him, and he takes a sip, and then he realizes he's holding the Holy Grail. And
it's like, where did he find this?
It's like, where did you find this? How did you know that this is the Holy Grail?
Like,
and
I only went to get you a drink.
He's like, I didn't know it was the Holy Grail. I just saw that you were thirsty, so I got you a drink.
Now, here's the question about this, right? This is one of the things we get into this movie. Like, who is the Fisher King? Who is the court jester?
Who is the Fisher King? Who is the court jester? Yeah. And well, in Arthurian legend, there are different stories where, there are certain things where the Fisher King and Arthur are two completely different people. Right. And there are others, like in the movie Excalibur, where it seems to be that Arthur is the Fisher King, because toward the end of that, he's more sickly and stuff like that. So it's kind of a mixture of things, but in most tellings of the story, they're two different people.
Yes. So he tells him the story as he's naked, and then eventually he gets clothed again, and they start walking off. Now, again, hold on to the idea about the Fisher King, who is saving who is helping who. And they're there, and they'll just walk through Central Park, and they come upon this other homeless person. This is Michael Jeter. He is not dressed as a cabaret singer yet. And there's other homeless people around. Some look more schizophrenic or derelict than others. And Perry knows this guy. You can tell. It's Jack to watch him for a second. And Perry is talking to some of the other guys who are kind of in this section. And, he knows them. He's being kind to them. And Jack knows Perry, can really calm these people down. And so Jack tries to talk to the Michael Jeter one. And then, this bum says, I just want to go. Jack's like, oh, where? And the Michael Jeter's character is like, oh, I can't go there, right? So where do you want to go?
And Michael Jeter is dressed. He's dressed like a woman.
He is, yes.
He's
I want to go to Venice, like Katharine Hepburn. Right? Why can't I be Katharine Hepburn? It's I was a singer, I could do cabaret. But then, he's kind of being ecstatic, but then switching back, was I just want to die, right? And then this bag lady comes up as they're talking about all this, and she mentions Pinocchio.
There's Pinocchio again.
Yeah, yes, it is. But now Perry tells him, oh, wait, Jack, we got to go. We got to go somewhere. Where do they go? They go to Grand Central Station in the middle of rush hour, right? It's the end of the day. And then, it's clear he is waiting for Amanda Plummer. And Jack's like, oh, you never see her here. It's no, she walks the same trail every day. Keep your eye on the newsstands. And they walk by this other homeless guy, and Perry sees him, and Jack sees him, and some guy comes by in a suit, tries to put a coin in the little cup, then drops. Jack looks at him like, they don't even look at him. Perry's like, no, they pay him money so they don't have to look at him. Jack's like, oh, well, how does he feel about that? It's like, oh, his name's Sid. No.
And Sid, by the way, the guy in the wheelchair with the cup,
yes,
is played by Tom Waits.
Oh, we did not mention Tom Waits. We did not mention that earlier. Yes, Tom Waits. Yes.
He has a cameo in this movie as the guy in the wheelchair.
And Perry's like, no, like, he likes to sitting there. Like, he gets to watch this at 5 o'clock every day. Like, he feels like he's won it all. This is breathtaking to him, right? To see these people go by. And then as they're going through everything, this is where, like, it becomes very Terry Gilliam. Like, it becomes this whole once
so they're at Grand Central Station, and this is so to film this scene, they had to shut down Grand Central Station.
Yeah, no, it becomes this whole musical dance sequence.
Yeah, so everybody's like doing the waltz throughout Grand Central Station, and this is very Terry Gilliam.
And Jack and Perry they're just kind of walking among everybody as they're doing this, right? And they're talking to each other. And again, the waltz is going on. And again, it's the middle of rush hour, Grand Central Station.
Everybody's dancing, and Amanda Plummer gets pulled into it, and she's dancing too.
Right. And that's why they're there, is to see her, right? Who we don't know this yet, but her name is Lydia?
Yeah, Lydia.
Yeah.
So for this scene, the main hall of the terminal was shut down from 8 p.m. until the first commuter trains arrived at 5:30 a.m. So it was shut down for, a chunk of hours.
Yeah.
So even though, it was... So the lighting outside made it seem like it was 5 p.m., even though they were filming this overnight.
Okay.
Right. Let's see. They had over 400 extras who were waltzing around the mirror ball topped information booth. And now, so on New Year's, I guess every year on New Year's, I'm not sure if it's every year or not. People who are from New York, you can chime in here and let us know. But apparently on New Year's they play the waltz, and people actually an orchestra plays, and people actually waltz in Grand Central Station. Since this movie's been made, like it's a regular thing now because of this movie.
Yes. I did not know that. It's cool.
I didn't know that either. But yeah.
So, but yeah, then the waltz just stops and they start to walk out, right? And then I had the part here just a second ago. What was it? Oh yeah. Then he makes this confession, like all he really needs is this one night with Lydia.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
This is one night.
Now that will be the focus of okay, maybe this is how you tell him. Just like trying to get him hooked up with Lydia.
It's like, this is how I can help this guy. I can get him a date. I can get this guy laid.
But this is so I think we kind of combined a bit. I think they go back to Central Park, and this is when he tells more about the story of the Fisher King, and then when he strips naked.
That could be,
This is when all that happens, because that's right, because it was nighttime, because we talked about his stuff being in the shadows,
because it was after the whole Grand Central Station thing, and you're right.
So we put it up, and like even within that, like Jack, it kind of reveals that like he was kind of a celebrity during some of this conversation. Like, Jack Lucas found dead naked, because he's trying to get Jack to strip naked also. Like, they're gonna love it.
Yeah.
It's like, it'll probably boost my biography sales if I'm found naked with somebody else. Like, people have a fascination for murdered naked celebrities.
Yeah.
There's truth to that still.
There is. There is.
Anyway, so but then finally Jack's like, well, how come you never asked that girl on a date? And Barry's like, I don't know. Right? I thought I could upset the relationship. Right.
Yeah. So are you kidding? She'd never go for me.
And so
the next day,
Jack goes to the lady's office, her office building. Right?
Well, no.
Is it what happens next?
No, he doesn't go to her office building. Or does he? Yes, he goes and So he goes and he goes to the receptionist and he tries to get her number.
Her number and name. Yep. So, who was it that just came through?
Yeah. And that's when we find out that her name is Lydia. And so he gets her number from the receptionist. And he goes home.
That's right. That's right.
And he picks up his phone and he calls her number. And he puts on his DJ voice.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah, he puts on his DJ voice.
And walks in. He's like, here's him talk. Like, I want to speak with Lydia. It's like, you're calling this woman from my office? Thinking that it's some girl that he's having an affair with.
Jack Lucas, and you have won. You're our 10,000th listener or whatever it was.
Like,
but
she's like, how did he get my name? I don't remember anything. Like, oh, we get your things and all
we
this.
We get your stuff. Don't worry about it. Yeah, you've won a free you've won a free membership to this video
store. It's like, I don't watch movies. It's like, that's okay. Like, I don't have a VCR. Like, we'll help you get one.
No, it's like, I don't have a VCR. Well, you've won a free VCR too. For a couple of months until you can get your own.
And it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, you want a free VCR that you can use until you can get your own. But
like, wait, how is that the game? Your name was picked.
Like, but how was it picked? Oh, what do you mean? Don't worry.
Out of a list?
Yeah, out of a list of a lot of people, and you won.
It's like I've never won anything. What does this mean?
It's like, well,
it's like
it means you won. So come on down and get your membership card, and we'll hook you up with a free membership to the store, to the video store.
So next thing we cut to, we have Jack, and he is walking with Cabaret Bum.
Yeah,
Michael Jeter.
Mm-hmm.
But this time he's really dressed up.
Yeah, this time Michael Jeter is really dressed up, and he's carrying a bunch of balloons. Carrying a bunch of yellow balloons. Like, enough that you would think that, like, somebody as skinny and frail as Michael Jeter would float away with all these balloons that he's carrying.
And Jack's like, you're just going to do one course at this and get out. And he's like, I'm a man on a mission, Jack.
He's like, there's no way I can do one chorus.
And Jack's like, I'm on a first name basis with these people.
He's like,
so the reception's like, can I help? He's like, oh, is there a lady named Lydia here? So, well, if you wait here, it's like, no, this is personalized. I have to give it in person.
Mm-hmm.
And so he ends up running to her floor, and he goes to her little cubicle. Like, you must be the one.
Yeah, and there's this table across from her cubicle that he climbs up onto, and he just starts singing. He hands her the balloons, and they all have the name of the video store on them.
And she doesn't know what to make of this.
He starts singing.
She's like, Lydia.
And he goes on like, congratulations, you've won a membership.
Free video rentals. Lydia. Welcome, Lydia. To Video Stop, Lydia.
Yeah.
And everyone now is just staring.
Right. Video Stop
Lydia
is the name of the video store.
And Cabaret Singer.
Mm-hmm.
It just ends.
She seems embarrassed because she's not used to this much attention.
Yep.
And yeah.
So she shows up at the video stop later. It's like, my name's Lydia Sinclair. And Jack's like, congratulations. We're just going to get this card. We'll sign you up and do all this.
And no, before that, before she shows up, then Jack has Perry there.
That's right. Yes.
And Perry's still dressed all raggedy and he still smells bad and all this. And Perry brings that up. Or no, Perry doesn't. Jack brings that up. And so Jack and Anne are trying to figure out how, to freshen Perry up a little bit. And
with a Mentos. No.
So Anne grabs a pine tree taxi cab air freshener and hands it to Perry. And so Perry hangs it around, hands it to Jack, and Jack hangs it around Perry's neck.
And he's going to pretend like he is working at this video store.
Yeah.
And he's going to help Lydia. Right?
Yeah.
Because she comes in, they fill out the paperwork, and she's like, these are free rentals, right? And Anne's quick to say, well, only the first 10. It's $2.99 after that.
Yes. Because, Anne owns the place. She's got to make a profit somehow. And so, they fill out the thing,
and Perry comes like, oh, can I help you?
Jack hands Perry the card, and he's like, hey, go ahead and laminate this. And so Perry goes off to laminate it and brings it back, and it's torn in half, and it's like the two halves are laminated together.
Yes.
And they hand it back to
They try to find her a video, but she wants to do it herself. Mm-hmm. And then Perry finds something about a Polish bakery and Polish love stories. And Lizzie's like, well, I like musicals. It's like, oh, we got plenty of these. And, he doesn't know where to go. And he's trying to watch for Jack and Anne to know where to go.
He's bumping the shelf and all the movies fall. And there's one that stays up on the shelf, but it does fall to the side, though. And that is Roxanne.
Roxanne!
No, not that Roxanne.
Oh, the Steve Martin.
The Steve Martin
Cyrano,
Roxanne.
Cyrano, the Bergerac kind of modern take.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That Roxanne.
And so, anyway, they give her the card, and she's going to check out, and she sees Anne's nails. She's like, I like your nails. So, yeah, I want to do them myself.
Yeah. She's like, I like your nails. Where do you get them done? And she's like, well, I do them myself. It's like, oh, okay.
And Jack's like, oh, she could do other people's nails too.
Mm-hmm.
And Anne's like, what? She's like, come on.
Yeah, she can do other people's nails. And Anne's like, oh, yeah, I can do your nails for you.
And Jack's like, because you're a member, we could do it for, and Anne's like, $20. Not for free, $20.
No, Anne's like $40. Right?
That's right. That's right.
She's like, $40. And Lydia stops for a second. She thinks about it. She's like, okay, when?
Okay, when?
And Anne's like, well, 3 weeks. And
Jack's like, tonight.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. Anne's like, I can do it in like a couple of weeks. And Jack's like, no. And then Perry says something to Jack. He's like, I can't wait that long. And and so Jack's like, tomorrow. She can do it tomorrow.
And it's like, what?
And he's like, yeah, you can do it tomorrow, right? And Anne's like, yep, I can do it tomorrow.
And so we're back upstairs. And it says Anne and Jack now. And Anne's like, how's this gonna work? Like, getting the nails done is fine, but they're gonna have dinner too. And like, she barely looked at them yesterday. And they're looking through like the closet. They're trying to find some nice clothes for Jack.
Yeah,
not for Jack, for Perry.
They were looking through Jack's clothes, trying to find nice clothes for Perry.
right? And
they find this suit.
Yep, it's like a little white
pinstripe suit. And so Jack takes that and he takes it over to Perry. And, he's getting Perry all dressed up. First he showers, gets him cleaned up and
gets him showered. Like he trims up his beard as much as he can. It's not disheveled now, right?
Yeah.
He keeps the beard, but it's not all scraggly, right? And of course, he's showered and they put the suit on him, and Jeff Bridges is a bigger person than Robin. Was a bigger person than Robin.
He's a
Williams.
taller person.
It's a baggy suit, so they kind of have to
he's rolling up. He's rolling up the
things, and they kind of
the pants and the sleeves and
hem.
He's he's stapling the hem.
And they're rolling up the sleeves, so it's not these baggy sleeves on them doing the same thing, right? They're all gonna be ready for this date, this double date. It's going to be a double date.
It's going to be a double date so that they can keep an eye on them and make sure that everything is going well between Perry and Lydia.
Well, he ends up helping to kind of makeshift tailor job of his suit for Perry.
Mm-hmm.
This is when Lydia has a scene with Anne with the nails.
Yeah. So Lydia shows up to the apartment. And Anne, brings her in and she's doing her nails. And
this is now, we finally get insight into Lydia now.
Yeah.
She is looking for a relationship too, so she has something to tell her mom about how her life is going in New York. And how she's had this job for a long time where she just basically tries to tell this publishing company how the things might be selling. Right. And they're doing the nails, and Anne's all of a sudden I think I can help this girl also.
Yeah. She's intrigued.
She's someone that's looking.
She's
she's actually an intriguing person, and she's looking for a connection with some guy.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I can help her. So she's giving her advice about things and just listening to her stories about her life, right? And this is one of those scenes that's really, really good. Where this would not be the scene I would say sealed the deal that she won the Oscar for. It's a little bit later, but it's a great example of we've seen her as kind of this kind of
but this is the
eccentric
first
kind of character, but now she's she is really bearing herself in this.
This is the first scene in the movie where she really shines.
Yes.
I mean, the rest, everything up until this point, she's been sharing the screen with Jeff Bridges.
Mm-hmm.
And she's been sort of secondary to Jeff Bridges. This is the first time in this movie where she really gets to shine.
So they have this nice conversation, and then finally, Jack and Perry show back up. Right, and they're ready to go out for dinner, right? And they're trying to initiate this conversation between them, right? And
and real quick, before we get too far into this, so going back to the whole Fisher King story that Perry was telling to Jack. So Perry. So his name. So we've already found out a long time ago that his actual name is Henry, and he's a professor of medieval history at Hunter College. And Perry, his name as the homeless, psychological issued person, is so in the Fisher King story.
Mm-hmm.
The jester, or if you look at it in the Arthurian legend stuff, the knight, that is represented there is Percival. Or in some translations, Parsifal, which is where Perry comes from.
Yes. So, that makes sense.
Yeah. So his name Perry is showing that he represents Percival, the knight of the Round Table.
Okay. Nice pickup.
But anyway, back to the date.
So they leave the apartment. And they're walking out, and they're in the park. And again, like Perry is passing by some of these homeless people, and he's kind of doing his usual thing, right? Where he's acknowledging them, and then he picks up some trash, and like we don't know what he's doing with this yet, right? But he's actually having a conversation with Lydia, where he's finding out what she does for a living, right?
Mm-hmm.
He ends up making it's basically the top of like a champagne bottle, right? You have a little cage that goes on top of the corkscrew, right?
Yeah, and he makes a chair.
Sculpture.
He makes a little chair sculpture, and he's like, it's interesting because she does not seem very into what they're talking about until he reveals what he's been doing with this trash, and he's like, it's funny how trash can actually be of value. So the whole one man's trash is another man's treasure kind of thing. And he holds this little chair sculpture that he made out of this trash that he picked up.
And Jack is trying to tell him not to pick up this trash when he does it. Right? He's like, she's going to think this is crazy. Don't do this. But he made something for her.
Yeah, he made something for her, and she's impressed.
Yep. And so they decide, where they want to go for dinner. And she's like, oh, at this point now, they're going to be intrigued with each other. And they go to the Szechuan house.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And it's a dim sum place, right? They got the little
Szechuan house,
lazy Susan table.
Yeah.
Where, everyone, they rotate around, they get what they get what they want from it.
But Lydia is just piling up her plate with everything they put on that little lazy Susan.
Yeah. She's got pile of dumplings, and she's just throwing all these noodles on top of it.
And everybody else doesn't seem to be able to get anything from there, but they're all okay with it.
They're okay. No, this is for Perry.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to get Perry hooked up with her. We're gonna roll with this. And I think Perry is able to have a dumpling on his plate, right? Because she'll leave one of something, right? And so they make sure Perry has something to eat, right? With her.
And wasn't there another time before this that Perry saw the Red Knight?
It probably was.
I want to say there was another brief time, not the chase through Central Park earlier, but yes. I think there was a brief time when he saw it again. But anyway.
And so what I love about this part though, right? So again, she's having a lot of trouble with the chopsticks. She's trying to get a dumpling with chopsticks.
And she drops on the floor, and just so she,
And it's funny, if you're a beginner adult on chopsticks, a dumpling is a good place to start to try to eat something.
Yes, it is. It's a nice big, thing you can try to grab with it. It's not like you're trying to pick up little grains of rice or something.
Yeah. And she is struggling with the dumpling.
Yeah.
But Perry decides, what? I don't want her to feel bad. I'm going to drop my dumpling.
I'm going to drop my dumpling too. I'm going to show that even though I know how to use chopsticks, I'm going to show that I don't know how to use chopsticks.
Which, it brings up the question, how crazy is he really?
Mm-hmm.
He alternates between attachments to reality and detachments from reality.
Yeah. I mean, how much of his mental faculties has he retained?
Yes.
From his old life.
So, anyway, they end up closing down the Chinese restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
They're cleaning up everything, and he breaks into a song about Lydia.
Yeah. Wait, no, the song doesn't come until they're walking home.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So, yeah, they close the place down, and Perry and Lydia. Perry's walking Lydia home.
Yep. Jack and Anne have gone off to their apartment,
and they're feeling proud of what they did that night.
Yep, they are.
And Anne keeps looking at Jack. And he's like, we got these people together. We didn't think it was going to work. We're going to go back
and have our own tea party. They're going to go back to their place and have a tea party. They're going
to work out. So when are you going to be ready to marry me? Because that's the whole thing. Like, Anne has been bugging Jack about getting married because they've been dating for a little while now. And like, she's been bugging him about marriage. And he's like, oh, it's not time. I gotta figure some things out. And
I need a baby in me that you're supposed to put in there.
And so she just lays it on him right there. She's like, so when are we going to get married? And he starts making excuses again about, that I'm busy right now. I'm trying to help Perry. And she's like, oh, we've helped Perry. Perry's got his girl now. Yeah. Now let's talk about us. And yeah, he's still, making excuses and, trying to not commit to anything. But then, then it cuts to Perry and Lydia, and they're walking down the street
outside her apartment, right?
And this is when he's singing to her. Yeah, and he's just making up this song with her name in it, and
smitten guy, right?
Yeah.
And Lydia's like, oh, I guess this, it's like, oh, I guess this is where you ask, we say, I asked you to come back up to my apartment for some coffee, right?
And then we kiss, and then we make love, and then tomorrow you leave, and I never hear from you again.
It's like, and he's like, well, I don't drink coffee.
He's like, I don't drink coffee. And she's like, well, then we should just call it a night now. And I go upstairs, you go home, and we, never see each other again. And he's like, well, but I'd really like to kiss you.
And he's like, well, no, it's like this. But
no, I mean,
I'm really not.
Only if you want to.
Right. It's like, no, I'm not feeling well.
Very respectful here.
He's very respectful. It's like, no, I'm not feeling well. It's like, what? Just hold up. Like, we just met, we made love, and broke up all in the space of 30 seconds. I can't remember that kiss still. Right. And he's like, oh, you're nice. Like, no, like, yeah, you're nice too, but I think you should just shut up because I'm not coming to your apartment. That was not my idea.
Yeah. I didn't come here to go up to your apartment.
You don't want to come to my apartment. It's like, no,
I want to.
I want
to, but I only want to when you want me to.
He's like, I got a hard on for you the size of Canada. Which is funny because blame Canada.
Blame Canada. Blame like we brought Canada.
Up last week.
Won an Oscar.
And then he's like, oh, wait, you're married? It's like, no. She's like, oh, you're divorced? Like, no. Or disease? Like, no, I'm in love with you. And then he bears the truth that he has been stalking her.
Mm-hmm.
That's enough for her to kiss him.
Yep.
And they kiss, and then he leaves. He does not go up for coffee. He does not go up for a tea party. He leaves. They had their kiss. They're both happy.
Blame Canada didn't win. It was just nominated.
Okay.
But Robin Williams did perform it at the Oscars.
So they kiss. Everything is seemingly great. Everything has been sealed. Like, Jack has supposedly done the thing he's supposed to do.
Wait, real quick. Blame Canada lost to You'll Be in My Heart from Tarzan.
You'll be in my heart.
You'll be in my heart.
No.
Yeah.
No. I'm sorry, Phil Collins. but no.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, everything should be looking up, right?
It should be. It should be.
But this is enough to trigger.
He got his kiss.
Perry to
he
think
went on
about,
a date with the woman of his dreams. He got his kiss. And now
Jack has supposedly done the thing he's supposed to do.
Jack has done the thing he's supposed to do.
This is supposed to make Anne happy because he is complete, meaning that
now that
two of them should be able to get married.
Exactly. Now that Jack has helped Perry, the person that he has felt indebted to, now he can put all of his effort into his relationship with Anne.
But that pesky Red Knight.
That Red Knight shows up again.
That
right after Perry kisses Lydia.
That
Lydia
son of a bitch
goes into her apartment, and Perry turns and starts walking down the street, and then he sees the Red Knight. He's like, "Oh no, not now, not now, please, not now."
Exactly. He's like, "Not now, please, no, not now."
And he knows this Red
again.
Knight.
This goes back to like his connection to reality is really, really there, and he knows what seeing this means, and he starts running. And now, like the hem has come out of his suit, it's baggy, and like he is starting to flash forward through all these different scenes.
So he flashes back,
and he ends up under the Brooklyn Bridge again, and he flashes back to that night.
Flashes back to that night at the club. And now we've seen this. We didn't mention this before, but we've seen flashbacks to this club. Yes. Brief ones where we see Edwin walk in with the shotgun.
But now we get the full scope.
But now we see this full scope of it, where we see Perry and his wife, Henry
table.
We see Henry and his wife. They're sitting at this table, and we see his wife. We see her face, and they're laughing. They're having a good time.
And they're like kind of like at a round like table.
Yeah.
And he is facing the entrance, and her back is to the entrance.
Yeah.
Right?
So she's facing him, he's facing her, and the entrance is behind her. And we see Edwin walk in, and he pulls out this shotgun. And we see Henry. We see his face and the back of his wife's head. And
it's like a ketchup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we see
like
like Edwin
Papa
comes
Tomato
in,
stepping on Baby Tomato.
Yeah, so Edwin comes in, and we see him, raise up the shotgun, and he pulls the trigger, and we see it go off. We see the flame coming out of the barrel of the gun, and then
this is all in slow motion. Like this is very Gilliam,
and we see the
slow motion.
We see Henry's face. And we see the back of his wife's head. And then we just see, just like you said, Papa Tomato stepping on Baby Tomato saying ketchup. And it splashes. It splashes all over Henry's face.
Henry's face looks like a Jackson Pollock.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Henry's face looks like a Jackson
his wife's
Pollock
brains and blood and matter. It's like it's like the back of Jules' car.
The splash on Henry's face is very similar to that wall that we saw in the boiler room earlier with the red all over, splashed up, and it's also very similar to the accoutrement on the Red Knight's armor.
Red Knight.
So it's splashed like the tapestries and flags and pennants and whatnot coming out of the Red Knight's armor.
Tapestries.
And if you are Scottish noble, I am Mickey Mouse.
Anyway, so he's having this whole flashback, and once it's done, our two punk friends have shown back up, and they give a beating.
Yeah. So, but once again, in that flashback, real quick, this is where you really, really get into some Terry Gilliam stuff.
Oh yes, no, this is all Gilliam.
Like
the
you
slow
get
motion,
the slow motion, the close up on his face with just like the manic just craziness going on.
Yeah.
It's just, it's very Gilliam.
Very Gilliam. So yes, so that all happens, and but the punks show up and they just beat Perry up.
Yeah, these same guys that attacked Jack earlier.
Which again, they're still there. They haven't learned their lesson yet. But it cuts to the next morning, and how is it they find out about Perry?
Jack gets a phone call, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or no. So
no. This is what it is.
This is,
remember. So earlier, Jack gives Perry his credit card, so Perry can pay for dinner.
Yeah.
So and what happens is it's the next morning, and Jack is talking like he's feeling great. He can get things back in order for his life.
He gets contacted by his producer.
It's like, I'm making some appointments here. I was like, oh yeah,
and
I got some. Ann comes, it's like, I've got some appointments. This is great.
He's like, let's get you back on the radio.
And Ann's like, oh, this is terrific, right? And that's when he gets a phone call, right? And it's the hospital. Oh wait, no.
Because does he get the phone call now, or is it after he gets back on the radio? Because he gets his show back.
Okay, sorry. This is what happens. So he gets a phone call. He gets a phone call here because he's getting everything lined up to get back on the radio. And Ann comes in and she thinks it's exciting. It's like, oh, this is great. Now, like, okay, so now can we actually talk about getting married, right? And it's like, maybe we can get out of here, out of this apartment, And that's when he starts he truth bombs her. Like, I don't know if I really see you as a part of me anymore.
Yeah.
Right. She's like, what? And
kind of like it was great while it lasted, but bye.
Like, wait, what are you talking about? Like, no, I've stood by you through everything.
Mm-hmm.
This is where she wins the Oscar.
This is the scene where she wins the Oscar.
She truth bombs the shit out of him.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you don't get to say this. Like, I've stood by, I haven't cared about all of this. About all your struggles. I've supported you because I love you, and you can't say you love me. Like, what were we doing here all this time? Why was I spending these 3 years with you? Like, she is, Mercedes Ruehl's terrific in this scene.
She is fantastic in this scene.
What wins the Oscar for her, and it's wrapping up, and it's like, I think you should just leave. And that's when the phone call comes in, and it's the hospital.
Yeah.
And it's because his
credit card was found on him.
Is on Perry, right? And so they end up going to the hospital together, even though now they're going to break up, obviously. And the doctor's like, "Oh yeah, no, we're going to have to send him to a psychiatric hospital." And like, there's no family to like claim him, so like we can't support him here. It's got to be this state hospital. And the doctor's like, yeah, well, sometimes the brain loses everything, like, and then he had reality back, but now he's had this trauma again, and like he's back to his catatonic state. And like, we have no idea if I don't think I can do anything, right? I think he's just gonna be like stuck here. He's gonna be stuck in his hallucinations. And Jackson, he was happy. He was finally happy, right?
Yeah.
And the doctor's like, well, you have options. You can care for him at home if you can actually do that. But it would be great because he needs hospital care, right? There's nothing anybody else can do. So like, I could release them to you if you really want to sign everything. But
and he's like, well, let's leave him here for now.
Yep. So, and Ann's like, this poor Lydia, like she finally found this guy that really cares about her, right? So we break off from the hospital, and then we're gonna have to jump forward again, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anne and Jack, they're not talking to each other still, right? And Jack's in the studio. He has his radio show back.
Yep, he's back to it.
Right?
He's back at it.
But he's back at it. You could tell it's just not the same gutso that he had on it before, right? He's going more through the motions of it. Right? He is still back with his producer, right?
Yep, David Hyde Pierce.
And you see he has another girlfriend. This girlfriend's name is Beth. And you can tell he's not concerned about her, right?
Yeah, he's
and then but
he's
you see
back
he's
to
like,
his old self, and like he's like they take him into the studio, and we see cabaret singer, and he notices him, and he runs up, and he's trying to talk to him, and Jack's just ignoring him. Like we see he wants to go in and talk to him. He wants to go over and say hi to him.
Yep.
But his security that's got around him and his producer, they're like, "No, don't interact with the homeless."
Yeah, no. And like finally, they say enough of these things. Like this is enough to snap him. The way they start talking about the homeless when he's in this meeting in this big building again, right?
Yeah.
And so he runs out, and he is looking through people, right? And then he goes back to the state institution to see Perry. Right, because again,
yeah. So
cabaret singer Michael Jeter really struck that chord. He's like, "Don't you remember me?" And like it's sticking in there in his brain like a splinter.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And so while he's there at the institution, right, it's a typical think of you look as an institution in these movies, right? It's a huge open space with these lines of beds,
and
everybody's
wearing white. Yeah, Lydia's there. She's bringing flowers and whatnot to.
Yep, and she talks about these bed sheets she brought in, right? Jack's trying to stay out of sight. And she finally leaves, and he goes up and he sees Jack, right?
Yeah, so she's talking about these bed sheets that she brought in for Perry, and the nurse is assuring her that they got to him, and she's really worried about Perry. And
there's all the typical assortment of people who would think of being in like a state mental hospital asylum like this, right? But he finally goes at the Perry, and he just talks to him.
And Perry is catatonic.
Yeah.
Like he is in his bed, and he's not moving. He's comatose.
Yep. And Jack's is like, I'm sorry I haven't been around.
And so a nice touch
Perry's
that I
staring.
thought. So a nice touch I thought about this was the sheets that Lydia described.
Yep.
Were on Perry's bed.
Yes.
Like his bed was made up with the sheets that she brought.
It is such a contrast to everybody else.
Yeah. Everybody else has just plain old white sheets.
He's got someone.
Perry's got
someone
sheets
coming in to look after him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that it's not just she brought these sheets in and they just sort of put them aside. They actually put them on the bed for him.
Yep. So he's talking to him, to Perry, and he's like, "Okay, I want to know, you still want me to do this, don't you?" Right? So I just want you to know, I don't feel responsible for you. If I do this, it's not because of you. Yeah. It's not because I feel guilty.
It's not because I feel like I owe you
bad
anything.
Things happen to everybody.
It's just, So basically, he's trying to convince himself to do it.
Yes. And he's finally like, I feel like an idiot for even considering this. I want you to know, right? And he kisses Perry, right? And then finally cut back, and we're at that castle, right? And now Jeff Bridges is getting in.
Now Jack is dressed in Perry's knight armor.
Yes.
Like in his makeshift armor.
And listen, I don't know where he gets a grappling hook.
Well, it's an anchor.
Okay. Yes.
He has an anchor that he's tied to a rope.
And
it's a boat anchor that he's tied to a rope.
It's a lovely little sequence where he just climbs the wall.
He throws it. He throws the anchor up. Like first he's got a string tied to the rope. Really?
Yes.
So he throws the string over. There's this pole sticking out. I don't know if it's a flagpole or what.
It's something,
but it's sticking out of the side of this castle. And so he throws this string up, and it goes over the pole. So he grabs the other side of the string, and he pulls it, and the string is tied to this anchor that's attached to this rope. And so he pulls it up, and he hooks the anchor onto this pole. So he doesn't actually throw the rope up there. He throws the string. And uses that to pull the anchor up. And once the anchor is hooked onto this pole, then he climbs up. Like the rope's got knots tied into it to make it easier for him to climb. He climbs up and to the top.
He makes his way to the top and down into the library where this guy's, because he knows the library. He's seen the picture where this Grail is.
So he's sneaking through this castle, and he comes down the stairs, and he sees this library. He sees the Grail sitting on the shelf. It says silver chalice.
Yep. And he just grabs it. And he
so he comes in there, and he doesn't see anybody around. So, he grabs it, and it's a trophy.
Yep.
It's not a chalice. It's a trophy.
It's not even a particularly noteworthy trophy.
It's a silver cup. It's got a little plaque on it.
Yep.
It's a trophy.
First place, second place, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a trophy. And so he grabs it, and, you can tell he's thinking, okay, well, this is not a Grail, but this is what, this is what Perry's convinced is a Grail. So I'm going to take it to him. And then when he turns around, he sees the old man that lives in this house.
Yes.
He's in this chair, this big wingback chair, and he's unconscious. And so he walks over to him, and he sees a bottle of pills that is, tipped over and, spilled out. And he realizes that this guy OD'd.
Right. Yep. Oh boy, what am I going to do about this now?
Okay, well, how am I going to do this? Because now, if anybody knows that I came in here, they're going to think I killed this guy.
and stole this old trophy. He caught me stealing an old trophy, so I killed the dude.
And so he turns to go back up the stairs, and then he stops and he looks over and sees the front door.
Yep, it's got
this little laser that goes across.
It's like the one little security feature of this place.
So he sees this little laser that goes across the doorway.
So all right, he gets the idea.
Okay.
So he gets close to it.
So he goes close to it. He opens the door.
Opens up the door.
And the door breaks the laser beam.
Is that the door?
Yeah,
breaks
the door opens
beam.
in. Right. It breaks the laser beam. And that sets off an alarm.
Then he just quickly
goes out the front door and runs away. And he takes this trophy, this chalice, the Holy Grail, back
to the hospital.
And he goes to Perry in his bed, and he puts it on his chest, and he moves his hands up so it looks like Perry's holding the base of this trophy. And he starts talking to him again. He's like, Perry, I brought you the Grail. And then Perry's fingers start twitching.
It's quick.
And then Perry wakes up, and he sees what's in his hands.
Like, hey, Jack.
It's like, hey, Jack, you got it. You went and you got it. I knew you were the one. And Perry's awake. And Jack's happy. Perry's happy.
Everybody's happy. But,
and they get up and, they're running around and together.
Well, Perry then ends up leaving like a musical review with all
So I was
people.
just going to say, like, all the other patients, come down and they're like lined up and they're Perry starts leading a musical. He starts
going to bring it to rate a musical with mental patients.
Yeah. This movie had a extreme 12 Monkey vibes.
Yes.
To it.
Just without Brad Pitt
and Bruce Willis.
Yeah. And Madeline Stowe.
Yeah. But yeah, it had extreme 12 Monkeys vibes, especially in like sequences like this. but yeah, then Lydia shows up.
And she sees that Perry's awake and happy.
Yeah.
And they catch eyes.
And so we don't really see what comes of that.
I'm assuming a tea party happens soon after this.
I'm assuming, yes. They maybe even reach emotional catharsis. And, maybe it's more than just a tea party. But yeah, so Jack goes home.
Yep. He goes back to the video store.
And
they talk, and, Anne's like, oh, like, Jack's like, how have you been? And Anne's like, well, terrific. I've been going on lots of dates, seeing lots of men.
Oh, also, when we forgot to mention, when back when Perry was catatonic, when he was in a coma, when Jack came to visit him, he gave him the Pinocchio doll again.
Yes.
Because that's what it was. That's what it was. Because Jack went back before he went to see Perry.
Oh, that's right.
He went back to Perry's little boiler room.
And he picked up the
doll.
That's what it was.
The Pinocchio doll, and then he took it to Perry. And then, so he put it in his hand, and so Perry was holding on to it until Jack then later brought the Grail.
So, yeah. So then, yeah, that's good. So Jack and Anne, and Anne's like, I haven't seen you in a while. I haven't heard from you. I did hear on your radio, And Jack's, he's like, and he's hesitating with his words. And Anne's like, come on, I got people coming in. Like, just out with it. And Jack's like, I love you. It's like, she's like, excuse me, I didn't get that. Run it by me again with her, New York type of attitude and sass that she's, had the entire movie, right? It's like, yeah, I think, no, I realized I love you. And then Anne's just like, you son of a bitch. And she goes up, jumps in his arms and says, he's like, I love you. She's like, well, what finally hit you in the head? And then it cuts, and clearly they reached emotional catharsis.
Yes, they did. They reached emotional catharsis.
Like, they had to close down the store probably because, like, that had to happen. Right? But then it cuts, like we said, we're back in the Central Park at night. And now we have more than just Robin Williams' penis.
Well,
Jeff Bridges.
We don't see Jeff Bridges' penis.
We don't
see Robin Williams' penis at this point.
They're both there.
We saw it earlier, but we see that both of them are laying down on the grass naked.
Yes.
And they're just staring up at the sky.
Too Excited Trampoline Guy is somewhere around here, obviously.
Oh, obviously. Obviously. He's somewhere in Central Park, not too far away from them.
But they're doing the cloud watching again.
Mm-hmm. The cloud bursting.
And Jack finally gets what Perry's talking about with this. And they're looking at it and they're having a good time. And then we get these fireworks and this nice, kind of classic New York jazz type music comes up and it spells the end.
Yeah. In the fireworks.
And it's a happy ending.
It is.
Both
a happy ending.
Couples ended up together.
Yeah, both couples ended up together. Everybody who needed help ended up being helped. Maybe not in the way that they had originally envisioned it, but they ended up, where they needed to be.
Too excited trampoline guy got to see Robin Williams' penis.
Yeah. Everybody's happy.
Except that guy that rented the wrong porno.
Yes. Except the guy that rented the wrong porno. But hey, maybe he's walking through Central Park and he got to see Robin Williams' penis also.
Yeah. The FBI just hauled him through Central Park for... and, not to bring that up again. Anyway, no, that's the end of the movie. It is an appropriate ending. So
yes, it's an appropriate ending, but there are parts that I don't really understand or don't really
I'm with you
follow too well. Like when he has the flashback to his wife.
Yes.
We never see any closure from that.
No, we don't. That's a good point. Yeah,
that's the last time. That's the last time that we see the Red Knight.
Yes,
and he's just kind of there until Robin Williams gets attacked, and then we never see the Red Knight again. We never see any reference to that night again, like to the night at the club.
Nope, we don't.
And it just seems like it's kind of forgotten.
Yes. I agree with that. I think like the Jack closure seems like it should be there with what he does.
Yes. Jack's closure is it's exactly where it should be. Jack's closure.
I think you have a good point there about Perry's like,
but Perry doesn't.
Okay, but like he's still getting close to somebody, and this how does getting that Grail slay the Red Dragon?
But does getting the Grail slay the Red Dragon?
Exactly. Does it?
Or the Red Knight? Because we never see we don't see the Red Knight after that scene with the club. After that flashback.
I mean, who knows? We just saw him back out there on the grass. Like he might have gotten crazy again and just ran off from Lydia.
Or did that flashback, snap him back into his.
There probably should be some sort of closure there. I think it's a good point. So
it's like when we were watching this the other day, it's just that kind of stuck out to me. That Perry doesn't really get any closure. Sure, he gets a new girlfriend. He gets the girl of his dreams. Where his wife before was the girl of his dreams when he was Henry. But now, that he doesn't remember his life as Henry except for that night, Lydia is the girl of his dreams now. And so he's got her, and that's great. That's awesome. They're both quirky in a way
they are
that
quirky.
They're both very quirky in a way that like they fit together perfectly.
Like peas and carrots.
But he doesn't get any closure as far as the Red Knight is concerned.
No.
I mean, maybe that flashback finally made him realize what the Red Knight was. And maybe that's what made it disappear.
Yeah, good point.
But that's not entirely clear in the movie. But yeah, that's just something that, I was thinking about after watching it. That doesn't, discount the fact that it's, a very good movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's, definitely worth watching. Like we said before, Terry Gilliam is kind of an acquired taste. But,
yes,
he makes a good movie.
He does. No doubt.
And you mentioned...
he's a skilled director.
You mentioned not too long ago the music. When it starts playing in there. It's very interesting music in this movie. It's the music's well done.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
George Fenton was the composer for it, and he did a good job with his music.
It was nominated, so I get it. Yeah.
So yeah. I just thought that we should, give him props too. Give George Fenton props. Because, this is one of those movies that it wouldn't be the same movie without the music that goes with it. The music fits this movie.
Yes. Again, all the elements work together. It's Gilliam's going to make sure the elements work like that.
Yeah.
Even everything about the story may not necessarily work for someone in particular. Yeah, the supporting elements are always going to be there.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, so that's The Fisher King. After they're out in Central Park naked, the credits roll, and that's Fisher King. And yeah, this movie was different than I thought it would be. I don't know exactly what I was expecting. Because I, honestly didn't know a whole lot about it before watching it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I kind of was just going off of, the cover art that I had seen over the years about it. And,
yeah,
just the brief descriptions that I've read over the years and stuff. And it was quite a bit different than I thought it would be. But
yeah,
it's not a bad thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, and I recommend watching it if you haven't seen it before.
It's a good one.
So yeah, if you enjoy what you're listening to, go ahead and check us out on our social media. We are on Facebook and Instagram and Threads. It is Rob and Tony's Cinematic Adventure. The and is spelled out A-N-D. It's not an ampersand like the name of the podcast. We're also on X or Twitter. That is R&T Cinematic. And then we are on Letterboxd. That is Cine Adventure or Cine Adventure, C-I-N-E Adventure. Go and check us out on there and read some of our reviews we've done about various movies. Some we've done on the podcast, some we haven't done, some we will do, some we won't do. Then also send us an email at robandtonycinematicadventure@gmail.com. Once again, the and is spelled out. It's A-N-D, not an ampersand like the name of the podcast. But yeah, just let us know what you thought of The Fisher King. Should we do more movies like this? Are you a Terry Gilliam fan? Are you a Robin Williams fan? Who's not a Robin Williams fan? Are you a Jeff Bridges fan? What did you think of this movie? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Whatever. We want to hear from you. And go to our social media, give us a like and a follow. Go to your favorite podcast app, or if you're listening to us, give us a good review, a good rating, all that. Subscribe, comment on our stuff. All that is how we move up in the standings and the recommendations and the search, all that stuff. And yeah, just help us to be able to find more people like you that want to listen to us ramble on about these movies. And so next time, we're going to have our final-ish.
Yeah, final-ish. At least within previous Oscar winners.
So our second to last episode about the Oscar winners, because we're going to finish it off just like we did last year. We're going to finish off our Oscar series with this year's winner in one of the acting categories. We haven't decided yet which acting category it's going to be, but we are going to go on next week. We are going to be talking about our Best Actor winner.
And this is a good one because it connects with this week's episode, and it's a spiritual cousin to our first one with Walk the Line.
Mm-hmm. And so that movie, well, that Oscar winner
is Jeff
Bridges. One that we just talked about in this movie, even though he wasn't the subject of our discussion for this movie, he will be our subject of the discussion for next week's movie.
Yes.
And that movie is Crazy Heart.
The 2009 movie with obviously Jeff Bridges.
Where he won Best Actor in a Leading Role.
And this will be a good one too. I have not seen this movie in a long time since it first came out.
This is another one that I have never seen. I wanted to see it when it was out, but I didn't get a chance to see it when it was out.
So this would be a good one to talk about.
Yeah. So we're going to be talking about Crazy Heart as our last previous Oscar winner episode in our Oscar series. But we are not going to complete the Oscar series for a couple more weeks when we talk about this year's Oscar winner for, like I said, one of the acting categories. We haven't decided which one yet. But, that'll be, a little bit of a surprise for you. But yeah, so we're going to take a week, sort of a week break from, we're still going to have an episode next week after Crazy Heart. We're still going to have an episode the following week, but we'll get into that next week when we, after we're done talking about Crazy Heart.
Right, yes. But then we'll talk about, then we'll get
as far as the Oscar series finishing up, that'll be the following week
between them last year. Yeah. We'll have another break this year.
Yeah.
To lighten things up.
Exactly. So we got to have a little bit of time to be able to record the episode for this year's winner. So anyway, join us next time for Crazy Heart.